Don't listen to this if you're a pussy.
Bretzky!
What?
Get your ass over here!
All rise! It's the VIPod!
Come get it while it's hot. Season 2's just gonna smell like a fried chicken fire log in here. Squirt. Squirt, 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 squirt. You know what our listeners want to hear? What? I don't know either. Where's that cactus? We should just have the cocaine song as our intro.
What the
I'm an immigrant. Did you just try to play footsie with me? You know who I really hate?
Tommy, I am your father.
Oh, so now we're doing movie quotes?
Yep.
Run, Bretzky, run! Are you recording?
Yep.
No, but really. Are you recording?
Yeah. I get it. I see what you're doing here.
You may be seated. I am the greatest one, Wayne Bretzky, and I'm here with my best enemy, Tommy Show 1.0.
What the hell, man? Enemy? I thought we were brothers.
You know how it is, man.
Okay, yeah,
Don't
yeah,
lie.
It's a love-hate relationship, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have some cheese.
Fuck hate.
I'm going to have some cheese right now.
It's more like a fuck hate relationship.
Who does the fucking, who does the hating?
No.
Taking turns?
Says the guy about to eat some aged cheddar. Oh, this is going to be a great show. I can't wait.
Yeah, just
What else did you eat today, Tommy?
let's get to the point. It always comes down to poop and farts, right?
Every time.
Yeah. So I had some homemade
Poop and
egg
farts.
salad with bacon in it, smoked paprika. It's brewing. Add cheese on it.
My stomach gurgled just hearing those ingredients. Oh yeah, and now you're drinking
add
Caesars.
cheese and Caesar.
And we have
loads.
steak and hot sauce. This is, oh man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great night.
It's been nice knowing y'all.
Yeah. I mean, in case we
Loads.
explode here, yeah, we don't have any candles going, right? But yeah, talking about poop, I know you've been bringing up the Johnny Depp poop stories.
Yeah, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp.
And that just reminded me of a story that my cousin told me. So I have, because I grew up in Slovakia, close to the Hungarian border, I speak both languages. I speak Slovak and Hungarian. One of my my cousins, so it's my dad's brother's
Why does it not
sons.
surprise me you speak the Hungry language?
Yeah, I know. So it's my dad's brother's sons. They only speak Slovak.
Okay.
And then my dad's cousin that moved to Hungary, they only speak Hungarian.
Okay.
Somehow, these two idiot cousins of mine, they managed to get together at a party somewhere.
Like get together?
They were just like, they just happened to be at the same place.
Okay,
you
but
know,
they didn't like hook up.
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering what kind of story this is.
No, it's not a redneck story. That's Kyle's department. But and they couldn't communicate, right? Like my cousins from Slovakia, they knew some words, but like it was very minimal.
It's like a Spanish person trying to speak to an Italian.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
they're both Latin-based languages.
Yeah.
They're both Slavic-based languages.
Well, Hungarian's not really Slavic at all.
No? Okay, well, that shows how much I know.
But they had one common language, and that's drinking. So they got hammered.
I speak that one too.
Yeah, and
Fluently.
what happened is
Fluidly?
my Slovak cousin got so hammered he went for a run, and I guess there's vineyards and like down a hill.
I can't wait to find out how someone shits themselves in this story.
He ended up tumbling down in mud and everything. So it did look like he shit himself, right?
Okay.
And then, but he ended up passing out. He went back to the house. He passed out in the bed, and then my Hungarian cousin he was looking for him, right? And then he's like, where are these guys? And he looks over at the bed, and it's like white sheets and like a giant brown spot. So all he could say is like, he actually thought he'd shit himself. And it's that story actually gets really funnier because then my Hungarian cousin went missing. And they were also like, there was a lake there, and they were worried that he actually fucking drowned, right? So like, they got a search party looking for him. And next thing they're like, okay, let's just be quiet, And all they can hear is like, And they look around with flashlights. He's sitting in the water, butt naked, with his holding his knee. He's just shivering because he's cold. Yeah, it's like wild party. But anyway, so that whole poo story just kind of reminded me of that.
The first story, actually, I had a very similar when I was like right around when I was 18. Me and a few buddies went to a social for my buddy's sister's friend or something like that, right? And we just got completely loaded as 18-year-olds would. And, we were being responsible afterwards.
39
and yeah, whatever, same thing. Same attitude still, but so anyway, so we were being responsible and walking home after this, and there were all sorts of shenanigans that happened on this journey home. Like, it was basically like a Lord of the Rings drinking story, like the journey that we went through. But at one point, we came across a fire hydrant that the front thing cover was off, and it was just blasting water into the streets.
Oh, okay.
And us being 18 and hammered thought, we need to save the day. So we were going to put it back on. Those things actually put out quite a bit of pressure. Yeah. So, like, we were standing on the back side of it, and we had the cap, and we were trying to, like, pull towards us to get it to go on. I actually, at one point, too, I do have to admit, decided it would be a cool idea to try to drink from to drink from it, too. Don't put your face in front of an open fire hydrant. It hurts quite a bit.
At least you didn't
especially from like 3 feet away from the hydrant. Like,
at least you didn't try to wash your butthole. Like, that would have been
that would have been so good.
Instant flush.
Yeah, the ultimate
colonoscopy,
bidet.
right?
But so anyways, long story short, we were never successful.
Well, no shit.
In getting the cap back on, but we were successful in being drenched from head to toe. So we both went home, went our own separate ways, when the time came, and woke up the next day and in the afternoon probably. And I called my buddy and I was like, so how you feeling today? And he was just like, oh man. He's like, I think I gotta like slow down for a bit, man. This is getting out of hand. And I'm like, feeling pretty rough today. He's like, not too rough, but I think I pissed the bed. He's like, I woke up and my entire bed is soaked.
He forgot about it.
He forgot. He had no idea this even happened. And I am so proud of myself for this. I actually had the wherewithal to think and be like, I'm not fucking telling him.
Yeah.
I just let him keep thinking. And for like 3 or 4 days, I eventually told him. And then once I started telling him, he started remembering all the parts of it. He almost got our asses kicked, too, because he was just yelling, fuck you, at passing cars. And one of them actually just like slammed on the brakes and stopped. And, and then he tried offering them pop rocks to not beat us up. And 18-year-old stories.
Well, we did that to the cops. Like, it's like equivalent song like "Fuck the Police." You know, it was a different rap group from Czech Republic, but
Fuck the Polski.
It was same idea. Like, sure enough, the cops like they pulled back. Like, you boys okay? Yup, we're good. We just continue walking. But let's get into today's show. I am super excited because this is I think our very first public figure.
Yeah, our most famous guest.
Yes, yeah, he's a fucking celebrity, right?
In our books. He's got more listeners than we do.
Absolutely. And I mean, he's going to totally make us look like shit here or sound like shit because he does this for a living every single morning at the 104.7 Now Country Radio. He's the morning host. Stefan Richard, welcome to the show.
Is it Richard or Richard?
Richard?
Yeah, it is Richard. Hard. Well, hard.
Yeah, like hard some of my, like depending on which part of my family like wants to sound rich, that's usually what they pull out. But Richard is what I go with.
Nice. So
you guys think I'm a celebrity? That's very nice of you,
man. Like people know you. I mean, they might not recognize you as a radio host, but I'm sure. You probably have a story where like you'd be talking like, wait a second, I know that voice.
Yeah, I've had a few of those. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
There's one specifically. I was at a music conference and this Manitoba artist was like, wait a minute, And then she turned around. She's like, I know that voice from the radio. So, yeah, it's happened before.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, like you, and I know maybe you're not looking at it. And it's like...
I'm honestly dreading the moment we get recognized in public.
Yeah, no kidding. But it's just like, I guess anybody, like even if you meet an actor, a hockey player, anybody, you know, like people that look up to, like, it's like, holy shit, I'm seeing this person, but like, okay, well, that's just another person.
Yeah.
Right? So like, you know, I'm sure as yourself or any actor or musician, like they might not look, they're just like, well, I'm just a regular person, right? But like people recognize you, you know, from
I drive a piece of shit car. I live in an apartment. I don't have
like
a bunch of money.
Yeah, to me, a celebrity is not somebody that's loaded in
that. That's a misconception about celebrities, and not like just celebrities, but I guess it kind of falls into the celebrity category. But like musicians, a lot of times too, they get this like status in people's minds that, oh, you're a musician, so you're like, oh,
yeah, you're like, at the next level.
No, bro, like Visa's chasing me hard.
Right? No, so to me, a celebrity is basically if you get recognized in the public, you know, for doing what you're doing, whether it's
public
art,
figure.
It could be, yeah, exactly. It could be art, you know, radio, movies, sports, anything like that.
Porn.
So, porn.
I haven't gotten into porn yet, but I've done sports thing. Radio.
Sounds like
you're planning.
Sounds like you're planning.
I've been in movies. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Have you seen the price of gas?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
By the way, VIPod is now selling foot pics.
Yeah, feet pics. That's the ticket to making money, especially in this economy.
Is there a male foot market?
I think so.
I'm sure there is, but I just even the female one, like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
No, like you know, there are nice looking feet and there are like fucking bunions.
Yeah,
you know,
Flintstone
I
feet.
get that.
Yeah.
But for me to get hard just looking at a nice foot, I don't get it. Like, I don't know how somebody would be aroused by a foot. But I know there's
Dave Chappelle admits it in a number of specials. Yeah, he says
there's a lot of people that do, and I you know what? I actually heard one time that the fetish comes from for a lot of people, it's developed. A lot of fetishes and stuff are developed in early infancy, and so this one they believe was developed from a lot of kids who were in trouble lots and are therefore looking down. And when you're looking down, you're looking at the feet. And so it creates this...
So as a kid, you're looking down at your feet and you start jerking off or what?
Well, but it's the same thing how some people get, like, the teacher fetish, right? And it's because, like, it's that authority figure and it's something nasty, dirty about it that kind of makes you feel bad when you...
So if I'm into choking...
God damn it, Tommy, you did everything under the sun to stop that from happening and fucking got zucked.
Yeah. But yeah, so like if I'm into like choking and slapping, then where does that fetish come from? Not that I am, but I am.
Not that I am. I just really need to know where it came from. I mean, here we are before the show. We told Stefan we don't lean in too hard. Like 5 minutes in, like, where does choking and slapping fetishes come from?
Yeah, cranking it to your own feet.
It's for scientific reasons, you know. We just want to know the science part of it. So throughout the show, we're gonna try some new hot sauces that we got. So Bretzky made his famous Bretzky Bites,
the steak Bretzky Bites. These are the
premium.
These are
we have a premium.
We only break these out for the big celebrities.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck everybody else.
I'm very curious to know what goes into a Bretzky bite. What makes it a Bretzky?
That's secret. It's just the recipe. Honestly,
okay.
it's my seasoning recipe. Other than that, it's just meat cubes.
Okay,
not gonna lie.
I'm good with it. Trying some hot sauce.
Okay, so shout out to Hot Ones. I picked up some Los Calientes, and this.
I want to shout out Intergalactic Hot Sauces just because I know I like their sauces better.
Well, and we're gonna have theirs on as well. So these are like on the label. Actually, they're same, just different color, but I forget what they're called. Anyways,
did you get them off of Skip?
No, they sell them at Co-op.
Yeah, at Co-op you can buy all the sauces from the show.
It's like an aisle ender, whatever they call those things.
I almost that's the Co-op, but it's only the Co-op I think on Furmore. I think that's the only one. that sells it.
Yeah, they used to all have them, but I know a lot of them discontinued. That's where we got a lot of them last time, was when they were discontinuing, so they became like an actual reasonable price. Unfortunately, a lot of the hot ones are $30+ a bottle.
Like these were.
Like you have to really be invested in hot
sauce. This was $30 one.
That's crazy.
It is, but you know what? I was like, fuck it, I'll try it for one. I ended up buying the Dirty Dicks again because that one's $20.
That one is just the only problem fantastic. I have with that is I could go through a bottle of it in like 3 days.
Oh yeah. It's
because I would use it as thick as ketchup, like because it's not a super hot sauce. It's just a very flavorful sauce.
And speaking of flavorful sauces, Intergalactic Sauces you mentioned, like those guys. I don't know what the fuck they do, man, but everything tastes so good.
Oh, fantastic! So they have they brought 6 sauces to our show. And they're all absolutely
all 6 are in my top 10.
Fantastic, yeah.
All 6 are in my top 10. And if they brought 10, that would be my top 10. I guarantee you, because like that, no other company has nailed flavor. Take as much as you want, man.
Okay, take a couple. Yeah. There we go.
There's like 40 to 60 pieces. In
so
there,
if you want, you can douse one of them.
Yeah, let's do it. Which one's this? The Calientes.
Los Calientes, yeah.
Okay, it's like the blue green label. So is this like the easier?
I think so. I remember it being like on the lighter side of the flavor, not as hot.
I mean, just gun it right now, or
yeah.
are we waiting on something?
No, go for it.
Yeah. I do like that. That's kind of like a taco sauce.
First thing I thought of, tacos.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is nice.
But it definitely does have a very...
It's got a good kick.
It's got that level of heat when you want to have heat but don't want to be stupid about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is very nice. I can see it on wings being like, even covered with wings.
I do enjoy that, but you can get the like Old El Paso hot taco sauce. That's pretty much the same flavor. Not quite as much kick.
It does have very it's. I think it would be very suited for Mexican food for sure.
I do very much enjoy that sauce. I just
it's like a salsa verde style, like green sauce.
Yeah. I just disagree with the price point, but that's just
exactly
because I'm a cheap ass.
And it's one of those things. I'll buy it, once, and
when I become a celebrity, I'll start buying more.
God damn, that stuff tastes good.
You want some more?
No. I'm gonna save it for the rest of them. I'm gonna run the gamut here, I think.
And then go back to the mild ones later once you need to just
once you need to bring it down
a little bit.
Yeah. Well, if you willing to do the challenge, we do have hotter stuff than the Apollo.
Oh God.
We actually have I believe it's still ranked the second hottest hot sauce.
I believe so.
In the world.
I mean, again, Scoville units are kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you this.
Not accurate.
I've eaten like raw habaneros, raw Thai chili peppers. I cannot handle a jalapeno.
Oh, really?
No, I can't do it.
And it could be
just maybe the chemical compounds.
The way it hits your tongue.
The way it hits. Jalapeno will fuck me up, but I can eat anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
So, but this is rated at like 2 million Scoville, the Apollo. And the ones we have, I think it's 6.5 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's disgusting. It does not taste good. It just burns.
But at the same point, we have ones that are like 4 or 5 that are arguably in that same thing. So like he said, the Scoville, it's a measurement based off of the heat units in the extract of the oil, but like it's not necessarily...
Depends what you add to it. Like it might hit you differently, right?
The carrier oils in it and stuff like that, right? Like they distribute differently. Like if it's a vinegary sauce over an oily sauce or whatever. So how did you get into radio?
You know what, man? Okay, so I'll have to go back. Wrestling. I'm a professional wrestler as well.
Okay.
And part of professional wrestling, if you guys know, you know Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock. Yeah. The thing that everybody is not good at, and only the really big stars are good at, is talking on the microphone.
Yeah, being a character.
Yeah, being a character, and that's the one thing that I was good at. And I wasn't like head and shoulders above anybody, but I knew that I had that part of it down. So when I got out of wrestling the first time, I was like 25. Okay. 25-ish, 27 maybe. I don't know, whatever it was. but I realized that I could use that. I realized I could use my talking to do something else.
Yeah.
And I hate working a 9 to 5. My brain doesn't work working a 9 to 5. I can't handle it.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, man, like if I can do something that has, you know, something already built in that I'm good at, I may as well give it a crack. And I was bouncing at a bar in Winnipeg, and there would be live bands, and every time the band would go on or come off, the DJ would do an announcement, except the DJ was like kind of shy of the microphone. He was
and that's the worst, because at a bar you want to get people jacked up.
Exactly.
And be like, all right, everybody, that was
exactly. That's the way he sounded, and you know, when the band comes off, the DJ plays music, and nobody could hear him over the music. So I was bouncing, and they were like, "Hey, if you want, go give it a try." So I would do that every time the band would go on and come off, and they would play 3 sets a night. So they would play at like 9:45, 11:30, and then like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So every time they go on and off, I'd do it. And then eventually people were like, man, you need to do something like radio or something like that. And then I went to broadcasting school, and then I started a podcast at the same time as broadcasting school, and it kind of just grew from there.
Nice. What was your podcast about?
It was called Ever Sick, which is a very local term.
Yeah.
That has to do like just the indigenous community. So I would interview just one-on-one, just people I thought were interesting. You know, people like me, people who are on the radio. I had Reggie Leach on one time. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Reggie Leach,
Philadelphia Flyer.
He is
Okay.
Conn Smythe Trophy winner and won a Stanley Cup.
Riverton Rocket? Is
Riverton
that
Rifle.
Rifle.
Yeah.
Him
and my grandfather grew up together in Riverton. So
nice.
He came down one morning to a friend's house at like 10 a.m. on a Monday to do a podcast, and I took the day off school because I was in broadcasting school, and he came down, and just like us, we're sitting here, and he's sitting here talking, and he's got a big Stanley Cup ring on his finger, and I'm like, this is so crazy. Yeah. Like, I don't know how this happens, but, you know, eventually one thing led to another, and I started interviewing all these people, and the podcast got to about 150 episodes, and then by that time, I had already been hired by APTN to do a podcast for them called Digital Drum. It was a music show. So I would interview Indigenous artists from Canada, the U.S., and like, same thing, interview style. And then eventually, like, a professional radio job came, and here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's broadcasting school like? Like, what do you
learn?
Like,
so I'll tell you this. We never learned to use a board.
Okay.
So that ought to tell you how good of a broadcasting school I went to, because the main thing that I work on is a board, and I never learned how to operate it. All I learned how to do was turn up the level and turn on and off the microphone.
The monitor.
Yeah, nothing like that. The balance, nothing. We never learned that.
Yeah, see, I always wondered about that too, because, like, I mean, I have a lot. We both do. We've got experience, but it's all just through, you know, volunteer work and just sitting here and figuring it out ourselves. But I've always kind of wondered, like, you know, is a school like that going to be able to teach me something that I cannot learn on my own?
Yeah,
or
I think so. Yeah. There's one thing I really enjoyed about broadcasting school was learning how to write news. So if I saw something or heard something on the radio in broadcasting school, they would say, okay, listen to this, 2-minute story, and then write about it. And then there's 2 ways to write. There's writing to read, like, so you can read it and it translates well in your brain. And then there's writing to talk.
Yeah.
So, like, there's 2 different styles. So those things were super helpful in because there's a news element to morning radio. You have to keep people updated.
Yeah.
So, like, keeping people updated on, like, how to write the news, what part of the story to deliver first. Like,
because you can't tell the whole 2 minutes or whatever, right? You just almost need to give them, like, the 30-second
Yeah, you got to chop it down, and, like, know what to include, what not to include, things like that. So, yeah, broadcasting school definitely teaches something, but I went to broadcasting school. I think my class had, like, 30 people, and I think maybe 2 of us work in radio.
Oh, wow.
So there's, like, a lot of people that go to broadcasting school. You probably run into them in the community.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I went to ABC. And they don't work in radio. And they never have, because there's something about it. There's an entertainment aspect to it.
Yeah.
And like we were
yeah,
talking,
either you have it or you don't. A lot of times,
Yeah,
it can be developed, but there definitely is that aspect of being a natural.
Yeah, there's
as well.
definitely, and most people on radio have that learned experience. They don't have quote unquote it or whatever people call it, but yeah,
those people getting TV.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
The deal is like from all this radio stuff, I did land a TV show. I'm currently writing and it's in production right now. So
We do have a celebrity on the show. Holy shit.
but I have
It's not Star Wars by any chance, is it?
No, not yet. I'm hoping. Here's a fun fact. I'll fucking derail this whole podcast right now. I've never seen a Star Wars.
Wow.
Any of them. Not the shows, not the movies, nothing. Cartoons. I watched Clone Wars with my son when he was like 4.
Okay, so that's actually where that question comes from, because like we were, you know how you were saying you had Reggie Leach, or not Reggie, Reggie Leach.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was also thinking Jamie, because Jamie comes around and does the hockey schools all the time.
He does, yeah.
But no, Reggie, and you're looking over and he's got his Stanley Cup ring there. A few weeks back, we had a guy on who was a concept artist.
that Michael guy.
And then he's like, we were like, oh, what have you done? He's like, oh, Clone Wars and stuff like that. We were just like, oh shit, like this guy actually like designs shit for the Star Wars franchise.
Is he from Winnipeg?
No, he was
he's
from San Francisco.
Yeah.
There's a guy from Winnipeg who does work on the Star Wars, I believe, movies.
Yeah,
okay.
I know there's
wouldn't
definitely a
surprise
few
me.
guys here that have worked. I know there's some stuntmen and some special effects guys that have worked in a lot of big, like Transformers, G.I. Joe, like those big blockbuster action movies.
There's a lot of people in Winnipeg that do some interesting shit. Like, I don't know if you guys are boxing fans. But like,
I can't say I am.
Tyson Fury is the world champion right now. He just fought on Saturday, and one of the judges at Wembley Stadium in front of 94,000 people was a guy from Winnipeg.
Nice.
They announced it. They're like, Judge Tapper from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I was like,
My girlfriend probably knows him. She was a boxer, so.
Okay, well, there you go. So she probably does. And there's so many cool people in the community that do these amazing things that they don't have like a huge public profile.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to look and see that there are people that work on G.I. Joe and Transformers and Clone Wars and whatever it is.
Yeah, and they just live in some apartment downtown, but then they fly to L.A. once or twice a month and you know, go have a few meetings down there. But that's the thing, you can do it all virtually nowadays. Like everything,
absolutely.
you can work for anybody from Winnipeg. Like there's no longer this like if you want to work for Disney, it's time to go to Florida. Like you can,
but to your thing that like you never seen the Star Wars movies. I think I've watched the first 2, 3, maybe 4.
I think
I don't think I finished watching them. And the new ones. See, I'm one of those guys. Like I knew the story before I watched the movies because I have friends that are just absolutely crazy about Star Wars. And as much as some people like the classic movies, I cannot look past the shitty graphics, the effects. Like I know in the 70s,
some of them
it was
hold up
great.
still though. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, some of them do. Like but again, like I grew up. I was born in '85, so like.
But to you, like you grew up in Slovakia though, so a movie from 1970 should still look like the future to you.
I know, yeah. But
was that a shot? Okay.
We'll be bugging each other the whole time.
Well, we
Good,
do
I'm
not
glad.
say nice things. Like you're not going to hear a compliment.
It's one of those things that we have to tell our Discord fans that if we're like they actually like, hey, are you guys like
we've had
okay?
like
Are you fighting?
direct messages like, are you guys doing okay?
Like
are
no,
you guys,
like. Yeah, it's funny because like there's
like is the show gonna end? And we're like, nah, man, this is awesome. He's a fucking dick.
like we'd be going on Discord back and forth like fuck you, and then meanwhile private message I'm like, oh my god, I am laughing so hard right now. It's like me too. So there'll be a lot of that.
Here's my question to you guys then. How'd you guys meet?
Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. We met through literally being part of like the Wheeler in the
After
morning.
dark.
Well, I think it was Wheeler in the morning at the time.
Yeah.
Fan club essentially. Like he used to be on 92, and I think it was.
Then he went to 97. Then he went to 92.
Well, yeah, but like he was on 92 when the group of people that we kind of have formed right now. a lot of them were regular callers on the show and stuff like that. And then his incident happened. And so he went over to a podcast, and a lot of us kind of went and started listening to the podcast. And again, we're like kind of regular callers and stuff. And then Tommy started, it was originally a Instagram chat until it got to a point where we didn't know this, but you can have too many users in one chat.
I think only 31 people can be in the group chat on Instagram.
So it eventually moved over to Discord and stuff. But like it was literally, like we've mentioned it before, that the podcast started as a joke because it was literally like people were complaining because this chat was going so crazy all the time.
You were gone for a day, you had like 600 messages.
Yeah, like you missed. People were constantly talking. There was just constant discussion going on in there. So it like people were like, "Holy shit!" And I made a joke at one point. I'm like,
"Sorry, we actually had a segment in our OG. It was a recap lap from the week, like what happened in Discord.
Yeah,
if there was like something funny that we would just take a note of it, and then the Nomad would literally do like a 2-3 minute recap lap of like what happened in the Discord.
Huh.
But yeah, so at one point I made a joke. I'm like, there's so much going on in here. We almost need another podcast just to cover what's going on in this chat room. And I just like made a comment. I'm like, Tommy, Nomad, what do you think? And they were both like, yeah, let's do it. And then like we said, the first one, we literally just like set up a folding table in my living room.
Actually, the first one was literally sitting.
I think it was just sitting in a
here
circle
with one camera. Yeah.
Yeah. We just set up a camera, pointed it at us, and we just had a few drinks and chatted and laughed our asses off.
Yeah.
And
here we are.
Yeah, it was literally almost going to just be like a one-off, but people were like, that was awesome. When's the next one? And so we kind of like kept going along with it. And then slowly we started just being like, oh, well, why don't we get a bit of gear and make this easier and get a bit of this and make that easier?
Next thing you know, we get sponsors and we're spending more money because we're upgrading things. And
yeah, man, like this is how things start when... Like
we just have to figure out the getting listeners part.
The DIY stuff, as long as your content's good, man, and as long as you're regular, people will come for it.
That's what the problem is. Our content has to be good.
Yeah, that's right.
I've listened to you guys, though. You guys, the production's great. The conversation's always good. So, like...
I think the dynamics we have is really good. Like we were last episode, like we had a last minute cancellation, so we're like, oh shit. Like, so it kind of started dry, but then, like by the end, we're like... pissing ourselves laughing, and people are messaging us that they were laughing with us as they were listening to the episode. So that to me, like,
that's the trick. We need to laugh more on the show, and then that makes it funnier because the contagious laughing just happens. So, and you know what? I can agree because I remember a lot of that in the early days of Wheeler's podcast. There was a lot of that where they would just like, there would be like a minute break of them just laughing because someone said something so stupid, and then nobody could catch their breath, and they're just laughing at how stupid the person's laugh is. And like,
I never listened to his podcast, and I see things. I'm seeing billboards around the city with like him and Tyler and Jasmine. There you go.
Yeah.
And it says "real funny." Like on that's their catchphrase for the show now. So I'm gonna have to start like listening because right now technically I'm not working because I'm doing this TV stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but when I should turn it on now in the morning because I'm not working right now.
Their original podcast, like the first Wheeler in the Morning podcast when he got fired, that was funny.
Yeah, that was super
and that
funny.
was raunchy. Like there was no holding back. Then they got another co-host, the Sad Jaguar that I mentioned earlier.
It got even funnier.
Oh my god! Like he would like say the stupidest thing where like Dave's wife Candace was like, "Oh my god, we can't air this. We can't like because they would do like a
and he'd
live
be like, "No,
stream.
fuck you, kill some babies, fuck it."
Yeah, exactly. He would be like straight up, like, and so it got really funny. But then when he got on the radio, that part ended.
Right.
And now they're having like with Tyler and Jasmine. And I personally, it's not that I don't like their current like content, but it's very like it's too like they're being careful.
Yeah,
and you have to be. I get it.
It's a different audience.
I like podcasts that are raw, funny. And like I listen to Two Bears One Cave, Like if you that's Tom,
Yeah,
Tom
yeah,
Segura. I
I'm familiar with
love those. Like I love Bobby Lee's like Tiger Belly.
Yeah, just like
Fucking hilarious, you know. Like,
Rom-com.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
love that. I love the authenticity of those kind of podcasts, and that's what Wheeler in the Morning / Wheeler After Dark was while he was not in the radio. But then once he got back into the radio, I get it. He had to cut back on that. So, you know, it is what it is. But their current stuff, it's
a morning
not-
radio show.
It's a morning radio
It's
show.
not as campy as some of the.
And their podcast, it's literally their morning show. Like it's just without the music. If you're gonna listen to his current stuff, you might not get what we got with the
Yeah,
original
I
podcast.
remember him. I remember him on Power. I enjoyed his stuff on Power.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to 92 when he was on 92, and then all that shit happened, and he got yanked, right? So,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big
And
time.
then I haven't really kept up with him.
Yeah.
But you know, he like everybody knows who Wheeler is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. And you know what I mean? It's shitty what happened to him, you know, like even when he got back to radio, we were truly happy for him because that's what he does. That's what he wanted to do, you know, and he's good at it. And it's the shitty people that, you know, kept attacking him and his family. Like, to me, that was just like, you know what? Shit happens in the past. He said sorry, whatever. Move on, you know? Let's leave
The
the past
attacks
in the
that they
past.
were making on his family were far worse than the
Comment he
misplaced
got fired.
words he made.
Fuck,
Yeah,
I would
like-
go nuts if somebody went after my family.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely,
it
yeah.
was
And I gotta say, he kept his cool.
Let's go back to the show.
Okay, so let's try the second one. I think. I know you just put your plate down.
That's
but
okay. I just didn't. I didn't want to knock it over. I didn't
You
want
can
to
always even just place it on the side there,
Man.
too. But
I know too many musicians with like equipment and shit, and if I put something on their amp or their speakers or anything,
No, I paid $8 for that at a thrift shop.
$8. That's not bad. Los Calientes.
You don't win yourself a thrifty award by not finding
Wait a
stuff
minute.
like
Where's the
it.
Thrifty Award?
it's right up there above the Intergalactic Sauces side.
I like how the Thrifty Award is like a piece of paper.
No, there's a pin.
There's
too.
a little pin.
I have a pin.
There you go. This is the Los Calientes
This is
orange,
the- yeah.
orange yellow one. What am I expecting to?
I think this
taste
one will
here?
be. I think this one will be.
I feel like
hotter.
it'll be hotter. Red is a hotter color than blue and yellow. Whoop, that comes out really fast. Tommy, do you want to just dip in there? It's okay. I'll use the rest of it.
Oh, that's sweeter.
Still a taco-y. Hotter,
me-
though.
The both of these. Okay, the green one tasted like Taco Time mild sauce. This one tastes like the Taco Time medium sauce.
That's probably what it is. They're just buying it, rebottling it, and jacking the price up.
I'm just gonna. You guys keep chatting. I'm just gonna make myself another drink.
But yeah, they do definitely taste like Taco Time sauces. That nails it right on the.
Yeah, and like when you think about it, because you said you bought it, like, you guys got it at Co-op, and like Co-op just basically just buys generic product and just labels it as theirs. So I wonder if like maybe that's what happened.
Again, nothing surprises me nowadays.
The,
That's how Costco does their liquor. Like they just buy other people's liquor and then put it in a bottle and slap a Costco sticker on it. But
Really?
like, yeah, a lot of them though are higher end liquors. Like their tequila, I believe, is Patron. Like it's just getting a Costco label slapped on it, or
'Cause they don't-
I don't know about the the tequila wasn't Patron, but the vodka is Grey Goose. That's what it is. They have Grey Goose that they just put in a bottle, and you can buy like a fucking 60-pounder of it for $60. Whereas for Grey Goose, that would probably
you do
cost
it
you
in
like
Canada?
Alberta. They
Oh, okay.
they carry it. I don't think they've started carrying liquor in Manitoba yet. I think we still
Liquor
have
laws are a little different here. Yeah.
laws.
Yeah, they
against
won't
it.
allow that here.
Either way, that's a genius idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just be like, we'll buy the bottom of your barrel,
Yeah.
like
Well-
whatever you guys weren't going to use, and
So I don't think Hot Ones would allow it. Like this is the First We Feast company,
Yeah.
and I don't think they would allow.
no, but they might be doing it. They
might,
could.
yeah.
They could just be buying a bulk sauce.
Could be,
adding a little Tabasco to it to kick the
or
heat
it
up
could
a
be that
notch.
Taco
and-
Time might be buying their sauce, right? Who knows? Like,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it's
no,
the
because
same
Taco
maker.
Time gives it away for free. So
Well,
they
no, but
squirt
I-
it in the little jar for you.
yeah.
Well, but whoever makes the sauce, the Taco Time sauce, right? Like Hot Ones maybe bought
Well, that's what I'm saying. They could just be
the
buying it
recipe and then just-
from the factory and just be like, hey, put some in our bottles and we'll put our label
But
on
either
it.
way, like I find this one's a lot sweeter
It's sweeter.
It
I
is,
think
yeah.
it had
at the
a,
beginning, and then
I
the
think it
heat-
was a little bit hotter too.
I found it a little hotter, but I also found it a lot sweeter actually,
Yeah.
and a little saltier too. Yeah. But either way, both of them are very good. Because I've never tried them before. I wasn't sure what to expect, but they're actually quite good.
But yeah, I can see this like, having a bowl of wings and just like go crazy and toss it.
Or tater tots, Mexi fries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That is very good. I really enjoyed it.
No, those are very good. I was gonna bring something up now. I can't remember what the hell I was gonna bring up for you guys. Either way.
So
How did you? Because we've asked. No, my brain
you just lost your thought.
No, I know what my question was. I just lost my lead-in that I had been planning
Your
out.
segue, yeah.
But how did you start listening to us?
Well, it started just on Instagram. I just saw you guys on Instagram and, poked around and listened a little bit on Spotify, and then one thing led to another, and here we are.
we got so excited when like we're just like, hey, that's the radio guy.
Yeah, like, oh shit, Tommy, radio guy just commented on our status because I think it might have been the Intergalactic episode because I remember it being saying in the description, this one is definitely not safe for work, and you were like, yes, I'm gonna cue this up.
Yeah. Well, because Dan and Josh I worked with them because we had a hot sauce for the radio station,
Yeah.
and I approached them because they were on my other friend's podcast named Sam. He runs Witch Police Radio.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
So when they were on there, I was trying to think of new ideas to promote the show, and everybody was giving away T-shirts and hats and shit. And I was like, "Fucking Hot Ones is the biggest show on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Come throw it a hot sauce." So I approached a few companies, and they were the only ones to be like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." The rest were like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's really fits what we do." And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, we're giving away 1,000 bottles for you and getting you all this press.
Well, and that's one thing I was also impressed with them because a lot of hot sauce companies tend to be like a single SKU company or maybe two or three. Like they might have a mild, medium, hot or something.
Right.
But you don't get a lot of hot sauce companies that have a whole library of sauces the way they do that are completely, each one very different from the last. So that was
the
one
sauce
thing I
called
was...
that they made for the radio?
Barn burner.
Barn burner.
It was specifically made to be a Nashville hot chicken sauce.
Yeah,
Okay.
they brought that on our show.
I think so, yeah.
They absolutely did.
It was orange. It had habanero, carrot, I think paprika maybe. I don't know what was in it, but it was really good. And I got we gave away, like I mentioned, a whole bunch of bottles on the air, and every person that got it messaged me that I knew messaged me and said, "This is incredible. I need to find more of their stuff." Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they're honestly their sauces are fantastic, and I'm not saying that just because they were on the show, and but no, truly tasty. The artwork, they're doing it right. They hired the proper people.
It's almost
to
like a
make
craft beer company, right?
Yeah, they
it's-
hired the right people to make the labels and everything. They're using good ingredients. They're not cheaping out and buying crappy, peppers from fucking Sobeys or whatnot. And
No, they were
are.
telling me about the process they go through to get their peppers and their ingredients and
and they
how they
ferment
make
it
it.
and everything. Yeah, so it's they really take pride and joy in doing that. So
Yeah.
and you can tell that by the flavor. Every single sauce, even the mild ones, like the closed on Sunday and the Tanqua, yeah, you can drink that pretty much. I mean, it's not
But the flavor,
the flavor
that it
in those
adds
is, and I hate dill. And the closed on Sundays is dill pickle, and
Yeah.
that one was gone within a week, I think.
yeah.
And my wife, who doesn't like hot sauce, she loves that one. She I started adding it onto stuff like breakfast, eggs. It's great. Yeah. So shout out to them. We'll tag them again. I love giving them a shout out. The more people By
They'll eventually give
Intergalactic.
us a sauce.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the more we promote them, hopefully we're gonna get our VIPod sauce.
See, I think the story
VI
behind
hot sauce.
VI hot sauce.
the story behind the Nashville Hot Chicken was it's like because it's a country music station. I was like, why don't we do something kind of like southern, like a southern style hot sauce? And they just said Nashville Hot Chicken. And I said, hell yeah. So it's literally made to be on like chicken or chicken wings.
Yeah.
And I had it with chicken wings a few times. Like, so good.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Well, and say like when they came on the show, like the Cosmic Coyote, like they're like, "Oh, be careful!" So I just added a little bit, and I took a bite, and that smoke hit me. I was like, "Oh my god!" And just like loaded it up, and
Well, and
and
even
they're
that
like,
one,
"Holy shit."
even though the heat is like again, it's not like offensive, but it is.
It's
There's
hot.
bite to
Yeah.
it, and I would still like overload it
Oh, yeah.
into whatever I put it on because I was just like, I need more of that flavor
Absolutely,
in
yeah.
here. Like, it was just so fucking good.
So yeah, like when how did you get like where you was 104.7 your first big radio gig like public?
No.
Or, like, where you on?
I was on NCIFM, which is 105.5 in
Okay.
Winnipeg. I was doing afternoons. I did afternoons for like 2 years. And then the people who were doing the morning show, there was a team of people. They split up. One of them left the company. One of them took on a new job in the company. So they moved. Her name's MJ. They moved her to middays. And they had an open spot that somebody was just filling in for a few weeks, and I was like, "Hey, man, if there's nobody gonna be doing this, like, just throw me a bone. I'll do it for you." So they gave me the spot, and I was very nervous because I'm not a morning person just by nature. I'm up late at night all the time, regardless of what time I wake up. So it was a bit of a challenge, but no, the NCI was my first gig. Now Country is technically my second radio job, even though it's with the same company. So I've only been with one company. Yeah, but it's opened up like a ton of doors.
Well, yeah, because like you guys have also multiple stations, right? Like,
yeah. There's the two in the building. Plus there is a nationally syndicated countdown show that comes out of the building as well.
Okay,
Nice.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on all the time.
So does that like when you like the morning show is kind of like the gig that everybody wants? Like, is that like kind of like when you like at my work we have 3 shifts, so midnight, evenings, and days. Everybody wants to be on days, right?
Yeah.
Is that the prime time like spot? Like that most people want?
I think most people want it because like I think a lot of stations just are branded by their morning show.
I think it's probably the biggest
to work,
hours, like the highest traffic.
Yeah,
hours.
I think it's the most important traffic, but on NCI there was a lot of talk that there was way more listeners in the afternoon because NCI is province wide, so it goes from the U.S. border all the way up to Churchill.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people on the highways, and I guess a lot more people during the day, just the way the province is moving.
Yeah.
There was a lot more people listening in the afternoon, but when you're in a city, I'm assuming that everybody's at work during the day that listens. So the morning is the prime slot, but I prefer afternoons just because of my body schedule. Like I like to be up late, and it sucks when you're at 4 a.m.
I would want to be like the guy after the morning show, like to clean up the 10 o'clock and 10
Yeah,
to...
you can sleep in, and then you're still off for because you guys are there. What are you there for 8 hours, or it's like
no,
it's like a
some stations like big corporate stations they'll have you do a 8-hour day, but ours, especially with COVID, it was like come in when your shift starts, leave immediately when it's over. Don't hang out, don't do nothing, any extra shit. So just come in,
write your
when you're
material at
required.
home.
Yeah, like just come in ready to go. That's basically what we were told.
Cool.
Yeah, but like the morning show is kind of the anchor that holds the day down for a lot of stations.
Yeah.
I guess it gets the day going too.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I mean, if you had a shitty morning show, then people wouldn't listen to the afternoon, maybe,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Well, and see, and that's the thing. Like a lot of times, like when I'm listening to radio in the morning, I'm looking more for a station that is heavier on the talking than the music. Like if I want to listen to music, I'll throw on Spotify or something like that. But I personally like
I hate music on radio.
listening
period,
to that
because it's
banter
being repeated.
and a lot of times, like I'm looking for something funny. A lot of times, like I want my day to kind of start on a good note, and laughing my way to work is a lot better than fucking road rage or whatever else.
But the tricky part with my morning show is it's just me.
That would be very tricky.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I could handle doing a solo show.
Are you saying there's a job opening for 2 hosts?
Dude, I would love co-hosts, honestly, because at 6 in the morning.
We don't charge much.
At 6 in the morning, like, I can't be that creative. I can't be that funny. And there are people who start their days way earlier than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like delivery drivers and stuff who are listening right at 6 o'clock when I go on the air.
They want energy.
They want me to just catch up with them. They want me to be at the same place that they are. But I woke up, an hour earlier, and I'm like still groggy. I'm still just trying to get my coffee going.
Yeah.
But it's not I don't want to say anything bad, but it's not fun to be up that early.
Yeah.
No, and that's why I said, like, if I was like I would, like, being in radio would be a dream job for me, but I don't think I could do the morning show. Like, I am not a morning person, and not just like I'm not a morning person, like my body physically doesn't function. If I wake up too early, I literally start like gagging. Like my body just rejects the morning.
You would hear,
like,
you would just hear like.
That's the first hour of my show usually in a day is just me grunting and trying to form sentences. But I would like in the first hour I would keep it pretty light. Like I would just catch people on headlines or sports scores from the night before. But then I get into banter right around like 7:30 is usually when things start picking up for me, like in my brain. So 7:30 till 10 I'm fine, but like 6 till 7:30 I got to keep it kind of light.
It was funny because when you agreed to join us on the show, I don't listen to country music, but I was like, I right away added 104.7 onto my presets, right?
Yeah.
The next day, my wife's like, "Oh, so," because I told her about you're gonna come. She's like, "Oh, now you're gonna start listening to country." I'm like, "No, I'm just waiting until you just want to hear him talk, and then when the music comes on, I'm switching." And like it's funny because like me and the wife, we actually can't agree on radio in the vehicle because I like like you said, I like the talking part. She likes the music part. Where I'm like, I'm so sick of no matter whichever station it is, whether it's a rock or pop or country, I find the songs are being repeated.
Pearl Jam. Def Leppard,
Guns
exactly.
N'
Roses.
Yeah, like it's
Nazareth.
always the same things, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like, come on, play something new already, like.
Yeah, and they don't even change the track. Like, it's the same 2 or 3 tracks per
At least
band.
play a different song from that artist, but like, no, it's the same ones, and that's what got tired. So, yeah, I have Spotify, so I have my own playlist. If I want to listen to music, I'll just put Spotify on.
So the good part about like Now Country is because it's literally called Now Country. It's like what's popular right now.
Right now.
So there'll be a song that'll be popular for 6 months, and then there's songs when I started 2 years ago that I've never heard since. Like it's been taken out of the rotation, and new stuff has been plugged in. It rotates very fast. There's like usually, from what I can tell, like 6 months is what you can get us like a now song.
Oh yeah.
So once it's like hit a certain number of plays or a certain length of time, and people aren't
Unless
requesting
it's still
it,
charting.
yeah, if it's not charting or if it's not selling, it's gone.
Yeah. All right, so, and are you a country fan? Like, or,
Yeah. I grew up a country fan. I grew up with a single mom and my grandparents. So, my grandparents.
Fucking single moms love country.
I don't know what it is, man. I grew up on 80s funk and country. That's what I grew up on. What's this one called?
Tasty Heat.
Tasty Heat, Ghost Habanero Fruits and Whiskey. Very nice.
That one has definitely more kick than the Los Calientes.
Well, fucking here we go. Let's do it.
But it's still a very good sauce.
Was this isn't a Hot Ones, though.
It is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was on the Hot Ones too.
There's a delay to that one.
Yeah. There's not much right off the top.
No.
Not a lot of flavor, though.
This one, I find is good. Like
that would be good for like adding to like a chili or something. Like
Well,
something to heat up.
I had it with tacos actually.
That would be good.
because you have all the fresh veggies in it.
You're already getting your flavor.
You're getting the flavor, and that just adds the heat to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not getting much off of that one.
Yeah.
It's a very light taste. Not much kick, but
I find this like kicks in a little bit like in the back of the throat.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
when
like,
you swallow it, yeah, definitely.
yeah, you kind of feel it. But again, it's not a bat sauce, but it's nothing like
Bat sauce? You're feeding us bat sauce?
yeah, it's not a bat one. It's chicken sauce.
Oh my God! Did you guys hear the Joe Biden clip where, like, you know, when NHL teams or whatever professional sports team they win a championship, they usually go and visit the White House,
Yeah.
and so the Tampa Bay Lightning just went and did their visit with. You gotta actually look it up. He calls you. Are you familiar with Commissioner Gary Bettman?
Yeah.
He says Commissioner Gary Batman.
I mean, enough people hate Gary Bettman to the point where I'm sure that's probably going to go viral, and there'll probably be like
Oh, it absolutely will, because there's
signs
been
in the
other,
crowd.
like, there's definitely been other like presidential blunders with like saying names like
Especially hockey.
Yeah.
Because hockey down there is...
Steve Yzerman.
Yeah. Hockey down there is like
I
fourth
haven't
place.
heard that one.
That was Bill Clinton called Steve
really?
Yzerman, Steve Yzerman. Then there was, what was the other one?
Well, but it's spelled with the Y, not with an I. So if you don't know, I mean, you should have done his research.
Not Messier, but it was another one of the guys from that kind of...
Like the
that era. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I can't remember the screw up off the top of my head because I'm under pressure right now. But like, but yeah, it'll definitely be something that'll stick around. It'll be on the top 10s on the sport channels for a while. And I mean, even if I was Gary Bettman, I'd be stoked about that. I'd be like, the president called me Batman. Like, how many of you guys can say that?
I'd have
Like,
shirts ready. I'd have merch all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
like
have my
hats.
face and be
Cash
like,
out on that
I'm
shit.
Batman.
Like the
sell
Batman
it.
logo with my face in the middle.
Yeah.
And have your little
Anything.
nephew Timmy sell it, and then cash out on it,
Yeah,
right? Like people
exactly.
would buy that shit right away. So speaking of sports, let's get into wrestling.
The Pizza Oven is dedicated to the highest quality pie that the whole family can enjoy. With their amazing sauce and the freshest ingredients, the Pizza Oven is here to provide quality and a great tasting pizza to Winnipeg and East St. Paul. They use a delicious blend of mozzarella cheese and make their pizza crust daily, both thick and thin, and their meats are proudly provided by Winnipeg Old Country. They're located at 1215 Henderson Highway, Unit D in Winnipeg. Call them today at 204-949-3000 because everyone's loving the Pizza Oven. And tell them the VIPod sent you by using promo code VIPod5 for 5% off of your order, and order online for an additional 5% off for a grand total of 10% off of your order.
We would like to take a moment to say a great big thank you to our lead sponsor, SafetyNet Studio, for bringing us to all major platforms under their banner. SafetyNet Studio is a boutique audio company. They produce podcasts, offer voice work, and create content for radio stations across North America. You can head to safetynetstudio.com and check out music news you can use that's covering the chart toppers and floppers. It's a daily 6 to 7 minute pod that keep you up to date with all your active rock and top 40 favorites. You can also hear music news you can use on your local radio station.
Badlands Promotions Inc. is a music production company based out of Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, Canada. They promote local shows, all ages, and 18 plus. They also offer a wide variety of services including concert promotions, tour bookings, merchandising, flyers, photo and video services, studio recording, EPK, and website building. Call Badlands Promotions Inc. at 204 595-0500. You can also email them at badlandspromotionsplap@gmail.com. VIPod is very excited to promote every Badlands Promotions Inc. show, so come out and support your local scene.
Okay.
So I mean, I saw some of your content on Instagram, and yeah, like you were like straight up like pro wrestling, and I don't know much about wrestling. I was never a big fan of it, as in, you know, as soon as I found out that it's fake.
Yeah.
You know, like I know you still have
it's
to train.
scripted. It's not fake. It's
Yeah,
scripted.
sorry, yeah, scripted. Yeah, sorry. So it's like, yeah, because you still have to train for it. You still have to know how to, you know, take a punch, take a hit.
You can't fake jumping off of a cage through a table. Like, that still happens.
Yeah, it still sucks.
Yeah, so, you know, it's and again, when you hear, I know it used to be called like the WWE used to be called WWF, right?
Yeah,
and then the actual Wrestling Federation,
World Wrestling Federation.
yeah, they kind of got pissed off about it, right?
The Wildlife Federation.
Yeah, the Wildlife
Sorry,
Federation.
yeah, because it's like same thing.
Same letters, and it could be apparently confused.
The thing is like when they lost that lawsuit, the only place they can't use the WWF is in the UK.
Yeah.
So because the UK is such a major market for them, they were just like, fuck it, we're changing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because they could still use it in Canada and the US, but it was just the UK that said no. So they changed the whole thing. But like growing up in Slovakia, what's wrestling like there? Do you even see it?
It's real out there.
Yeah, it's just usually gypsies fight there. No, but you know, it's when I, as a kid, my first encounter with wrestling was video games.
Did they air like WWF?
And they did,
whatever, like
yes,
Hulk
yeah,
Hogan
and
all that shit?
As a kid, I just knew it from the video games. But then we had this channel called Eurosport, and they literally had like everything on there. So they did have wrestling. I did watch it, and you know what? I was like, oh, this is cool, you know. And I just never got into it. And I went to see it live here too once, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not my thing, you know?
It's an acquired taste
Absolutely.
for sure.
And there's tons of people that are into it, and good for them,
The
you know?
people who are fucking rabid, man.
Oh, like,
it's a
there's-
culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like I know a little bit about Eurosport airing wrestling because there's still tapes that are being traded, like DVDs, tapes.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was like Eurosport. They would air Japanese wrestling with English commentary or German commentary, or whatever it was, and those tapes would sell over here. So like Eurosport tapes were pretty popular for a while.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's still around because I know I've like through the streaming networks and stuff like that. I've seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still in Europe. Like
there.
my dad, I mean,
They get the UFC fights and stuff sometimes on there.
yeah. But yeah, so how did you get into wrestling?
So
Was it just like a bunch of buddies beating the shit out of each other?
No,
or?
not really. It was like my grandfather was a big wrestling fan, and just it was on in the house, and so I enjoyed it. But I actually answered an ad on a wrestling website that there was a wrestling school in Winnipeg, and a former WWF guy named Paul Diamond was running it. Paul Diamond was from Croatia, but he moved to Canada and grew up in Thunder Bay and Winnipeg, so he had ties here. Yeah. And once like WWF and everything went away, he had to come back here and like wrap up his I guess family affairs because his dad had passed away or something. So he moved back for like a year, and he was training. And I thought that I would go to the school and Paul Diamond, who I had seen on TV, you know, as a kid, would be there. Turns out he wasn't there that day. There was just
going to school. And...
Yeah, pretty well. He was hired to do classes, except this wasn't like a regular class. It was kind of like an open house. Come down, we'll show you what's up. But the crazy part is I was 13, and like most people don't start training till they're like at earliest like 16, 17, 18. Okay. So I was very, very young. And then I started performing on shows when I was 15. And by the time I was 23, I had wrestled on pay-per-view, on television. I had wrestled in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
you were, I'm assuming, bigger than like the CEW or
CWE?
CWE.
Yeah. I was actually in the very first match in CWE history.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That's
no, I don't think I was bigger than it. No, I was. You know, I took part in those shows, up until I stopped. I haven't since I started wrestling again, but no, it was just basically, it was a very organic thing. It was like just being a fan and then seeing an ad and then, getting involved and helping out, and then eventually, doing some traveling and wrestling my friends and then people I watched on TV. So it was a really cool experience. Then again, like I mentioned, becoming the character and learning how to talk, and that it's opened a whole bunch of doors.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever organize like a backyard wrestling match?
Yeah. Yeah. The guy that runs CWE, his name is Danny. He and I were friends when we were young. And we used to wrestle in his friend's backyard in the North End. We would just like waffle each other with chairs and shopping carts and shit.
I was gonna say, did you ever do like the hardcore match shit, like with the tacks and the lights and the
I've done a few of those, and actually coming up in May, I'm doing another one.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's called a bull rope match. So we're attached at the wrist with like a big rope, and in the middle of the rope there's a cowbell, like a big heavy cowbell, and you just try and get in and fucking whack each other with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, definitely keep us posted, because I think that is that like it's for public. We can go buy tickets and go. And...
It's if you go on social media, it's at 3D Pro Wrestling, like 3D, 3 dimension, like 3D Pro Wrestling. May 26th at the South Osborne Legion, so like towards the Park Theater.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Down
That's
there
cool.
towards the Park Theater, so it'll be going on down there, and
We should go.
yeah, you guys should come.
We'll be your fans.
I'll be
We'll do
wrestling.
body painting with your face on it.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you
It's
guys
just gonna
want.
be a stick man, but like we'll write your name over it. And,
This is Stefan, and
Yeah.
like with an arrow pointing
Exactly.
down.
yeah, and it'll probably be all smudged and smeared by the time we get there because we'll already be
Like
cranked.
we talked about this, that it
Yeah,
came
a
up
while
in
back.
Discord. It came up in Discord that like Bretzky would be willing to fight a pro wrestler, at a backyard wrestling match, but we would want to do it for like a charity or something. Well, we haven't done a charity in a long time, and I'm like, what, for a charity, I think like, clearly Bretzky would like get his ass kicked, but maybe if there's
Maybe not.
two of us against one pro wrestler, like we have zero training other than like trying to use our weight to our
Well,
advantage.
and see, part of the history on that, like in terms of training, I don't have any training, but when I was, probably 13, 15, like I'd say 15, like that area, 15 to 18, a lot of my buddies were those really rabid kind of wrestling fans. And we
Right.
would do the backyard wrestling. I'm using the rabbit ears here. Like we didn't have a ring or anything set up. It was just in backyards. But at that age, you can still kind of bounce off the ground a little more and
Mind
stuff
you,
like that.
you were fat back then too, so like you could still hurt a kid.
No fatter than I am now, honestly.
You guys are
But,
ruthless.
Like, yeah, we would toss each other around in the backyard or whatever, and someone would jump off a fence here and there.
Yeah,
but,
that shit is the most fun.
yeah,
man.
like we would do crazy stuff like that. But like one thing was like in comparison to all my buddies, I was always a lot smaller. So I mean,
You were the one getting picked up.
I was the guy who a lot of people would test out moves on and stuff, and I was a pretty good sport about it. A lot of times we would use at
You're
least
like, do me.
a mattress or a couch or something like that.
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
wanted to. But I had to like pull the plug when I was probably like 19 or 20. We had some buddies drinking at the house like before going out to the bar, and just before we left, they were pretty warmed up already, and they were like, "Oh, let us all do a power bomb on you before we
Oh,
go."
God.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so they were like taking turns power bombing me onto the couch, and one buddy went to go do it, and this couch was like one of those old like 1980s couch with the flower pattern that like everyone's
Chesterfield.
grandma.
I still have one.
Chesterfield.
I still have one in my living room right now.
Solid oak frame.
Yeah,
And my
like-
buddy power bombed me, but like on the edge of it, and I just like hit that wooden corner and then slammed down onto the hardwood floor afterwards. And I just remember my one other buddy standing across the room just yelling, "Oh my God, he's dead!" And because I literally just like laid there face down limp, like just not even moving. I was like,
Yeah, I don't think people will grasp the idea of like having your body thrown is probably not the most fun thing in the world. It is fun, but like especially when you take a bad landing and you're like, this is fucking ridiculous. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What am I doing this for?
So when you're training as a pro wrestler, like, do you actually like you obviously have to practice falling and
Yeah.
landing properly so you can get up and actually continue instead of just like
Yeah. Well, like A lot of it is like break falls, like you would do in like judo.
Yeah,
you'd fall.
I don't know judo. So.
Judo is like
I mean, I do, but I don't. Yeah, like
judo is like a lot of throws. It's just throwing people to the ground, but like there's a specific way you land so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you can like spread the impact out over your back and your arms and like your legs if you as much as you can.
That's why you'll see a lot of them when they go down. They literally like slap the mat as they go down because it's like distributing the impact.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So when you do that, it's safer on the body, and you kind of build up a callus after a little while because at the ring, what people don't understand is like the old rings would have the quote unquote spring in them, which is basically like the shock from a truck. So there's not much to it. It's a metal frame. There's plywood over.
It's not a trampoline. It just has give.
Yeah, it just absorbs, and then that's about it.
Yeah.
So like, it's a metal frame. There's a like 3/4 inch plywood underneath. The rings that I trained in would use underlay from carpets, so like little foam pads. Yeah. So that's all it was.
It's not a lot. Yeah. It still hurts.
It hurt like hell, especially when you're a kid. And like, you can
someone
go.
The size of Andre the Giant's fucking choke slam.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're a teenager, and you're like, I can fucking do this all day. Now I'm 34 years old, and I have to like get pulled out of bed. And so, you know what I mean? So it's not. Looking back, it was like, fuck, why did I do all that stuff? But at the same time, getting back into it now after I've been away for a few years, it's fun again.
Yeah,
it's fun again. Like it sucks to fall. It sucks to get punched in the face, but.
So what really made you like get back to it? Just because you miss it, or
yeah, it was like half missing.
COVID just made you want to punch someone in the fucking head.
Yeah, that for sure. Though just the lack of things to do during COVID, I was like, man, I could be doing so much when this shit's over.
Yeah.
So it was part of like, I missed it, but part of it, a friend of mine started this 3D pro wrestling, and he was just, talking about what he wanted to do and how he wanted to do it. So I said, man, mark me down. Like, I'll do it. Yeah. I just wrestled in Fargo on, what was it, Thursday or Friday, last Thursday or Friday for my first match in, like, technically 7 years. But
how did it go?
It was okay. I was very sore. Very sore the next day. But, it went okay. It was a full house. Like, I was able to get the crowd involved, which is the most important part.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like, I got to wrestle a guy from Minneapolis who's very young, has only had, like, 40 matches or something, he told me, but we had fun.
Yeah. So, I can picture Bretzky and myself being wrestlers like Nacho Libre.
And we would just sit there slapping each other back and forth.
We'd be like, what? You get paid for losing? Let's do it.
Yeah, you get paid the same either way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if the person who's putting the show together says, "Hey, we want, you're the main event, but you're gonna lose," you still get the same pay. It's
okay, yeah.
There's no.
You're getting main event pay, not winning losing pay.
Yeah. It's like you're part of the show. We'll just give you whatever.
Do they do like kind of like UFC does, where they'll have like fight of the night purse or something? Where like if you put on a really good, entertaining match, you might get a little bonus.
Some companies have started doing that now. Like if you have the best match,
I think that's a great incentive.
It is a great incentive for a lot of people, but then again, there's like a lot of people who are against it because like wrestling is so subjective.
And there's a lot of favoritism too.
Yeah, there's a lot of
you'll get the crowd going just for being who you are.
Yeah, and
not
like
necessarily because the match was good.
Yeah, exactly. And if it's not the best quote unquote match where there's like the coolest flips and the biggest slams and things like that, then
like it's like
so
you're
subjective.
Taking the focus away from the wrestling part and more the not necessarily entertaining, but like the acting part of right. So if you're a good actor and you can put on a good show, you might not even do any wrestling moves, but you might steal the show, right?
Yeah.
And that goes against the ones that are just maybe starting out, or the ones that like you're used to your style and now you have to change your thing, right?
Or you get like Chris Jericho walks out and the crowd's gonna go nuts no matter what the fuck happens, right? Like
he doesn't even have to wrestle and the crowd will go nuts.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. But yeah, like those fight of the night things, some companies are starting to do that. I don't know how long it's going to last or if it'll last, but yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like, why not? Why not incentivize the guys to go and put on a great show?
Side note, beyond his wrestling, go see Fozzy live if you ever get a chance to see Chris Jericho's band. They are so good.
I've heard their music, but I've never seen them.
The music itself it's 80s rock, like it's hair metal kind of, like, you know, it's corny and cheesy, but again, just like in wrestling, it's the showmanship.
Yeah.
And it just makes it a super fun show.
There's not much in here. I didn't want to kill it for you guys.
You go for it.
There's the
We've had several bottles
Cosmic
of it.
Coyote.
Yeah, this
Intergalactic
one
Sauces.
is the sauce.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's so good, eh?
That smokiness just like it hits you right away.
So they said everything was smoked. There's no actual like liquid smoke in there.
Yeah, yeah. They
No
smoke,
liquid smoke.
They smoke all the peppers and then they make and I think that's when they ferment it after.
Yeah, that shit's good. That's the one I was telling you guys off air, but I'll tell listeners too. Like when I did my partnership with them to get my own hot sauce for the show, they gave us a box, and I had to split the box with someone, and I didn't get that one. So now that I've tried it and know what it's all about, I'm down with it.
And I know they're running low, just because they need to find a kitchen now.
Yeah.
But they still have the 10-ounce bottles of this one, the Cosmic Coyote. So I definitely I bought
Get it
one.
while it's hot.
Get it while it's hot, yeah. And it's priced really good. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like $15 for the hot sauces are.
Well, exactly. Like the cheap ones, when you're looking at the hot ones are 20.
Well, but even if you like take the sriracha, like, okay, Frank's Red Hot is garbage. Since I started eating like better hot sauces, you know, I find
Frank's is good for wings.
not even.
Like,
I just don't. I truly don't enjoy it. Tabasco, like in Caesars, okay. On food, no. Like I just
no,
can't.
Tabasco isn't on food
No,
kind of sauce.
and the sriracha that was my go-to before I got into these ones.
I've blown a sriracha fuse. Like I've had
And-
it so
and-
much
and-
that
but
like now
exactly.
I have it. And I'm just like, oh,
I
that
finished.
flavor
I had like
again.
the big. I had the big bottle, and I finished it. And I'm like, I'm just sticking to. I'd rather buy local hot sauces. You know, first of all, support local, right? And it's you know, you can, like, most ingredients are, you know what's in it, right? Like it's not like made with like a bunch of chemicals and stuff.
Yeah.
MSG and vinegar.
Yeah.
I'm leaning away from the microphone because I don't want to chew into the mic while you guys are.
Oh no, that's okay. We support that.
We do that
Like,
all the time.
That's totally fine because it pisses some people off. So that's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
we have the worst show manners ever. Like we just eat during the show all the time.
Yeah.
And,
There you go.
like, don't edit it out. Fuck it. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Don't like it, don't listen, and they don't.
Our listeners are assholes, and we love them.
That's only because we're assholes back. And they let us be.
But do you have a pre-wrestling, post-wrestling ritual, like diet-wise, or do you rest before the wrestling match? Do you go for a run, or what do you do before and after?
Well, later on in my career was a lot of ointment, a lot of making sure my joints felt good enough to actually do it.
Invested in stocks in Ben Gay and Rub A535.
A535 is a go-to,
so
yeah.
not KY jelly, just so you're more slippery on in the rink.
No, but like when I was in really good shape and I was like all jacked up, I would use
Baby
baby
oil.
oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
gotta-
as far as
gotta
like
look
a
shiny.
a pre-match ritual, no, I don't really have one.
yeah.
Just ointment, and then afterwards more ointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into like the ice baths?
No,
No?
I never did one of those, but I've heard like that and like cryotherapy is apparently phenomenal for like inflammation, things like that.
Yeah, like my buddy, he just got into the ice baths just because of meditating. Mm-hmm. But he actually realized that, holy shit, like he does manual labor. And it's like after the ice bath, like his body just feels amazing.
Who was I think it might have been Denzel talking about doing the cold water showers.
Yeah,
Maybe it
I started taking like lukewarm. I'm working my way towards ice
Like
cold.
apparently once you're able to do it, it's like a super.
Yeah, like in the summer, I take
rush.
cold showers, like more cold than warm. Wintertime, it's a little harder.
Yeah.
I like.
I
the
know.
nice,
I run the shower for 10 minutes before even going in there just to heat up the bathroom.
but I went to Thermia and I've done the pools because they have the ice pool, the lukewarm. And
I've done
warm.
like polar bear challenge where you jump into a hole in the ice kind of thing. And
Fuck that.
I want to do that. I want to
could
get to
never.
that.
lungs collapse like that,
I
like
could
just
never.
instantly.
Yeah, it's like.
I also did a slush cup one time, and that's where you like on a ski hill they like cut out like basically a swimming pool and just fill it with water and slush, and you just come barreling down the hill and hit the ramp, and it's basically a bail competition.
Yeah.
Like whoever can fucking just do the craziest midair bail.
I've seen those on Fail Army
Yeah.
more than once.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Jackass did that, right? They did it too.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah,
But, like,
they
they-
did that with Dudesons, I think.
They literally have like
Fucking love the dudes.
they have a guy in a dry suit that's like in there, and the second you hit the water, they throw you the life ring, and like
Yeah.
the guy comes and grabs it. Plus, you have skis still stuck to your feet, so you
exactly.
like, But like without that, like there's no way you're getting out even without the skis, like because like your lungs just the second you hit it just goes, and like all the air pushes out, and then you can't breathe in, and when you are able to start breathing, the hypothermic reaction is kicking in, so you're like shaking so much that it's just like
Yeah. Well, yeah, you
and
have to
can't actually
train for it.
take a full breath. Yeah, it's nuts.
You have to
Fuck
train
that.
for it. Yeah.
Not doing it.
But
Don't think I could do it. I think
it's fun.
I would bitch out hard.
yeah.
Yeah. But cold bath I would try, like cryotherapy I would try, but like recreationally just fucking jumping into a lake.
No, I
good.
think I would be also like very like if I was to do the lake, I would want to make sure that there's people like safety first, right?
Yeah.
There's people around me. I wouldn't want to just like, oh, I'm gonna go do this on my own, right? And next thing you know,
then
I'm
you're dead.
Yeah. But yeah, like the ice, like at Thermia, I think I lasted about 3.5-4 minutes in the ice cold one, and that was, I think it was around like October-ish, so it wasn't like cold, but like it wasn't hot weather outside.
Have you guys watched that Kevin Hart show when he does the ice baths?
No, I did. I heard about it.
I think I saw one or two, or I saw clips of it like
Yeah.
when it was first happening.
Cold as balls, it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
That's
get
right.
ice
and
baths.
they sit in those.
But the gag is like Kevin Hart only ever gets into like up to his waist. Like he never.
Oh, really,
like-
eh?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's always
bitch.
saying, I can't do it. I gotta keep my. He's always got an excuse, but he's always got the other people like up to their neck in water.
See, but for me, it's weird because like I'm like a glutton for punishment or something. Because if you're like, hey, you want to jump into a frozen lake? I'm like, fuck yeah! But then it's like 30 degrees outside in the summer. Like, want to jump in the lake? I'm like, fuck no, that's cold, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it goes back to like the fetish thing. Maybe something happened where you're like super into fucking cold water, and I don't know why. Some scientific reason.
But also, like in the summer,
when I was bad as a kid, I used to get sprayed with the spray bottle.
that's right.
Yeah. Maybe that's
But
why.
in the summer, like your body's overheated, so when you jump into the cold water,
It
like I
seems
remember
that much
when we
colder,
went to Rainbow Falls by Lake Superior.
Yeah.
It was like I went into the lake because I was like, okay, I gotta try it. I'm here.
Lake
right?
Superior is freezing
Oh
though.
my
like,
god! Like
even in
I
the
was
middle
in
of
there,
summer.
like I was only up to like knees, and everything was hurting. Like my
that
feet,
lake
my
is so
legs.
big and there's so much wind, it never warms up. Like that.
Oh, it was
water is
ice
always
cold,
borderline freezing.
Is
and
Lake
it-
Superior the one with the Edmund Fitzgerald?
Thunder
Gordon
Bay.
Lightfoot song? I don't know if that's the one.
I don't know who.
Gordon Lightfoot, he's a singer. He sang a song about.
He's a big Canadian.
Yeah, there's the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. There was a ship that went down in like one of the Great Lakes, but I'm
It's
not sure which
probably
one.
Superior.
Yeah.
Well, let's Google it.
Either way, I'm not. There's no fucking way I'm getting into a goddamn.
What is that
ice
boat
bath.
called?
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Edmund.
Yeah,
EDMUND.
yeah, the Edmund Fitzgerald.
It is. That's the song.
The lake, it said, never gives up its
Edmund
dead.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Lake Superior, top line there. There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Fuck, eh? That's the one they like. The song describes how rough and how cold the lake is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now I'm good.
Yeah, man. It was cold. Yeah. But I'm glad I set my foot in there into the lake because I was like, well, why not? But again, it's funny because when I went for training to Port Elgin, which is on Lake Huron, it was early June, and I'm just like, I gotta go take a dip, And then so I
thought you were just going to say, gotta go take a shit.
I'm
gonna go walk waist deep into this lake.
Yeah, no, but I was like, I gotta go take a dip, and then so here and most people there were from either Ontario or they were from like BC or Alberta, and then so here I am, like have my flip flops on, put on my swim trunks and a towel. Everyone's like, "Where the hell are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going for a swim." The lake's cold. I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out." I went for a swim. It was so nice, and everyone's like, "Stupid Winnipeggers,"
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It was actually very nice.
I went to Washington D.C. once in April, so like it was like it's cherry blossom season, right? Like trees are blossoming.
Yeah,
and we went and got some ice cream, and like everybody who was walking past us, they had like parkas and balaclavas on and stuff like that. And we got our ice cream, and I was there for like a seminar, and we went back to the seminar, and there were some kiosks, and the guy's like, "Ice cream? What are you guys, Canadian?"
You're like, "Yep."
And you're like, "Yeah." And it is warm outside. Like, come on. It's like
I had so many, like in Vegas, we went in February and it was windy, but I was literally in shorts and like a white beater, and lady in front of me like a jacket. And she's like, "Oh my God, it's so cold." I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What's it like in Slovakia as far as winters?
BC.
Yeah.
BC weather. Like summers are hot, like hot as balls.
Yeah.
And then winters are wet.
it's very dry there. Is there lots of water, lakes?
No, it's very humid. It's actually very humid. Like you'd be surprised. Like there's no like the biggest lake is, well, Slovakia is smaller than Lake Winnipeg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, there's lots of little lakes, but for some reason, like in the summer, it's fucking humid there.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like when
what's the elevation there? Are you guys like right in the mountains?
No, well, see, Slovakia is very much like Canada pushed into Lake Winnipeg. So we have mountains, but then there's also prairies. There's hilly parts. There's like a rock shield as well. Like it's a little bit of everything. But yeah, it's hot as balls. Like summertime, like my parents, I think I talked about it on the show. Just finally, like a couple of years ago, they got an AC installed, but they live in an apartment building that's made out of concrete, and there's no central air.
My God.
So the only air you can do is open up the windows on both sides, like one front of the building, then one at the end or the back of the building, and get like a cross breeze. But then my mom would be like always like, "Oh, my ears are hurting from the breeze." I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like so she has a fan going, but I'm like, that's just blowing around the hot air. Like so like we barely, like every time I went back for a visit, it's like I only go home and I sleep there, but even that, like window wide open and just like have the like 2-3 fans blowing at me, and just because it gets so fucking hot, like 36, 38 degrees easily.
Bretzky, where'd you grow
up? In Winnipeg here.
Down the street.
Yeah. Grew up in
the ditch.
Winnipeg for most of my life. First few years of my life in like Elmwood area, then South St. Vital, until basically my 20s or like late teens, moved out and
BC, here we go.
Well, hey, I wasn't there yet. Did a few stints around the city here, just in a couple different areas. Just little apartments with friends, and then spent a couple years in BC, and eventually came back and had kids and anchored down.
That's the way it goes, man.
Yeah.
I've never lived anywhere other than Winnipeg. I've been to a lot of places, but I've never lived anywhere else. So I'm trying to get out there and trying to fucking see what's going on in the world.
You know what? Growing up, I thought I was a city person through and through. There was no way you were going to change my mind. I wanted to be in a city. Why would I want to be away from like stores and all of that shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then when I moved out to BC, I was literally in like I worked on a resort, so it was like a couple thousand people on top of a mountain, and then just hundreds and thousands of acres of forest all around you, and like I thought there was no way that was going to be for me. I planned to go there for like, a couple months, do one season and come back home, and ended up being there for a couple years because I absolutely just loved it. I learned that like I didn't need all of that stuff, and I was actually much happier without it. Like it was just creating all this.
Wait, what? Have you seen your house?
Yeah, well,
All the shit you bought and have around the house and the yard?
I'm a minimalist too when it comes to what I need in my life, but then
like functionally.
But I love my tchotchkes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because today I was talking to his sister because my buddy is buying a bike off your aunt's, and then he's just like, oh, like, do you have bolt cutters? I'm like, no, but Bretzky probably has one. She's like, no, I already asked him, like, he doesn't have one. I'm like, what? That's the first item that I think you said that you don't have.
Normally when people ask me if I have something, I'm like, I got two.
Yeah.
Let me look around. There's got to be one around here somewhere.
I'm sure if you looked enough, like around the property, there's probably bolt cutter somewhere.
Something or something that could be used as a bolt cutter. Absolutely, yeah.
No, I don't have bolt cutters, but I have this torch.
Yeah.
Where in BC were you doing the resort?
Panorama was the resort. Invermere is the nearest little town. Radium Hot Springs.
Okay.
It's
is that like more
southeastern BC, so it's directly south of Banff. So it's that area of BC that tucks where Alberta kind of cuts in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go up to like Banff and then turn south down the 93 and go like another hour and a half south, and that's where you end up. And there's a bunch of like natural hot springs there, and just like But man, it was so beautiful. Like out there, there's literally like you could hike a different trail every day of the year, and like there is so many different activities. You can go skiing. You can go in the summertime. You can go mountain biking. There's quadding in the summer. There's skidooing in the winter. There's lakes there that people do like fucking skiing and wakeboarding and fishing and like just everything you can imagine.
I hope my partner's not listening to this because she's going to try and convince me to move there.
Yeah.
Banff is her favorite place in the world.
I hate Banff.
Really?
Okay, so like the problem with Banff is that it's just a giant tourist trap. Right? So like everything there is like an overpriced gift shop, an overpriced bar, and shoulder to shoulder tourists.
I remember being in the McDonald's there and it was shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, and like where I was, it was much more I called it like it was much more like a family almost esque resort. And I don't want to give the wrong impression with that because it's still a fucking crazy party place too. But like it's a place where you can go and it's not just commercial. Like there's one gift shop there. There is a general store. There's a bar, a pub, a nightclub, and a restaurant. And like other than that, it's hotels and it's a ski hill in the winter and a downhill mountain biking place in the summertime. There was a golf course in the summertime, and your typical like pools, gyms, hot tubs, and stuff like that. But like it wasn't always just like packed with people. There's a lot of like locals that would use that resort and stuff like that, so you even get to kind of know some of them as like regulars and stuff.
Yeah, that's how like resorts are in Manitoba. If you go to like Lilac or
exactly,
yeah,
it's all locals that just go every year. Kind of thing. That's kind of how it sounds.
But that's the thing. Like living, being in BC, like when you're like so secluded, like or even out here, like there's nothing more peaceful when you can just sit in the back and you don't really hear like the neighbors yelling or kids playing. Like if you want that peace and quiet, oh man, like really just being outside. I always wanted to move outside the city. The wife was like, no fucking way.
Well, that's what I love about where I am here. Like I'm not too far from the city. If I still need to go get something, it's a 15-minute cruise into the city.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I'm not so far into the country that it's like, acres and acres of bush behind all around me. Like I still have neighbors and stuff like that, but like they're far enough away that like if I crank my music up, I can crank it as loud as I want. It's not going to bug anybody. And if I want it to be quiet, I can turn everything off and I'm not going to hear the neighbors. Like
so like I live on a major roadway in Winnipeg near a fire station, and it's fucking loud all the time. Like all the time.
Yeah.
Like I want to show you guys this picture. This is from back home from Slovakia. Like this is my parents' old cottage. Like
that's gorgeous.
My dad, like they unfortunately they sold it because my parents were getting old, and that's on a hill. But yeah, they had the vineyard and everything.
That's very BC-esque though. Like,
but like I want look at the next picture. Like this is their cottage right here, and they were looking into the valley. You know, like there's a couple of lakes there, and so every time we went back, I'm like, yes, that's exactly where I want to be, because like I was sitting on the patio.
It's just so peaceful,
beer,
right? Like
and
it's
then,
just
you hear a little
every
bit
day
the
is a
highway.
holiday.
Yeah, but we heard a little bit the highway because the highway went above there, but like it was just more of a hum.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, you know, and then the train would go by, but the trains there are like maybe 5-6 cars and that's it.
See, and that's how I felt when I was out in BC, because it was like, even when you're having a shitty day, look right there.
Yeah.
That's a fucking mountain.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just look at that.
Yeah, and like my old man would always say is like, this is where I want to die. You know, this is like if I could.
That's
choose,
when you
like,
crack your knuckles and say, I can arrange that.
yeah, but they sold it now, unfortunately. But they got
and
a
then
new,
slide the will over to them.
They got themselves a new cottage, and it's in a little town, but like they're happy there. It's on a flat land, and they got a bigger cottage and all renovated now. It's so, and it was happy for them, good for them. But yeah, I'm gonna miss that place for sure because they just bought it. So like, yeah, last time I saw it was like 2019, so it's too bad. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's do the last one. Or maybe second last one, we'll see.
The last one, the cosmic one, got me a little bit. So I'm hoping that the Apollo is a little.
Oh, this one's not nicer.
It's definitely gonna get you.
All right. Well, may as well fucking do it then. This is the last dab, Apollo.
Last dab.
Oh. Maybe once I do hot ones, if I ever do hot ones.
I'd love to go on that show.
Fuck yeah.
See, I looked at the bomb, and it was just like, I think it was like $40 for the bomb, and like the bomb is one of those that everybody hates the bomb on the show, you know. And I'm just like, do I really want to pay that much for a sauce that like everyone says it's gross?
Well, and it's like the flat line, right? Like it's hot.
Yeah.
It's not enjoyable though.
But I truly like the sauce. Definitely has more kick.
Yeah, and it tastes good. Mm-hmm. How does that happen?
Right?
Yeah, that tastes very nice.
Yeah, like it has a good heat. But and it definitely grows.
Yeah. I can feel it growing right now.
Oh yeah, we still have cheese. Yeah, we have cheese.
I was gonna eat a piece of cheese and then I remembered. I was like, "Fuck, we got the last dab coming. I better not touch it."
I'm gonna dip some cheese in some hot sauce. I think that's a plan.
So yeah, so you have this wrestling event coming up, and we'll definitely we'll share it on our social media. Is there a poster and stuff?
Okay, yeah, you can answer all that. Answer that first.
No, so yeah, we'll definitely share it, and we're gonna try to organize like a bunch of scumbags to come out.
Yeah, and one of these days we'll let you choke slam me, and we'll take it. We'll tape it and for charity or something. But what I was going to ask you is, what's your intro song?
Okay, so I've had a few. When I was a singles wrestler, I would come out to Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
Nice.
And part of a tag team, I would come out to Bulls on Parade.
Ooh, also a good one.
Yeah.
I'm particularly fond of Sledgehammer. That used to be my song again in like my early 20s when me and my buddies would like go out to the bar and have a Royal Bender, and then I would wake up. I would always be the first one up in the morning, and I would go over to the stereo system and just fucking crank that tune.
Yeah.
And wake everybody up to it. Just the
Yeah, there's like a flute at the start, and then it's horns. Yeah. There's horns, and Peter Gabriel is like very melodic throughout the whole thing. It's very, It makes you want to grind a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, like what's the worst song you heard?
As for somebody to come out to?
Yeah. I can like picture like Madonna.
Yeah, there was a very popular wrestler.
Girls just want to have fun.
There was a very popular wrestler in Scotland who would come out to Madonna, and like the place would go fucking bananas when he would come out. Yeah, but the worst one that I heard was "Country Heroes" by Hank Williams III. Like very like low-key monotone song, and like this big hulking guy would come out, and it was so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
You know, it was just baloney. But
I see a lot of that in UFC, and part of me is like, are they trying to get into the person's head when they're doing this? Because like they'll come out to like Total Eclipse of the Heart or something like that.
Yeah.
So like the first guy kind of like Eye of the Tiger or something, you know, like everyone's or Bulls on Parade, whatever, just getting jacked up, and then all of a sudden like lights go down, and there's like, once upon a time I was falling in love, and then like this, like you said, big hulking guy comes out, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, there's a few of those that I've seen in my day where it's like, well, like you look so cool just to like look at as like a wrestler, and your outfit and your colors and your muscles are like huge, and then you come out to this garbage shit.
Yeah, it's like, is this supposed to be ironic, or do you like, does this actually pump you up? Like, I don't get it. I don't.
So as far as like outfits, do you have different outfits, or do you just stick to one?
Andre the Giant, one strap unitard.
I used to wear like a singlet when I was younger and in shape, like I mentioned. I was about 195. I had abs. I was in good shape. Now being about 270, 280. Not so much in the spandex, but I do like I have these cowboy style wrestling boots. They're cowboy boots, but they have like flat wrestling soles on them.
Okay.
And I wear jeans and just like a muscle shirt.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah. It's usually my outfit.
Kind of badass Billy Gunn look.
Yeah. I wrestled badass Billy Gunn before.
Nice.
A few times, yeah.
Nice.
He's a deceptively large human. Like,
I feel like a lot of wrestlers are. I feel like when you're looking at them against all these other massive people, some of them probably look tiny, but like even the tiniest ones are hulks compared to a normal human.
Billy Gunn is like legit like 6'6", like 280, like no body fat.
Wow.
Just outrageously huge. And he's a freak athlete. Like he could stand here and have like a 40-inch vertical, I swear. It's crazy.
Bretzky?
What?
That would be fun. Hey, getting tossed around by that guy.
Oh yeah, I'd totally do it. For charity.
For charity. You have to. Yeah,
you got to tie it into charity.
For charity. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way we hurt each other. You know, like.
I took a fall this winter, and I literally like couldn't get out of bed for like 3 weeks. So like, yeah, if I'm gonna do something like that, I need to make sure that there's like it's accomplishing something.
Do you guys have a name for it when you fall down? Because some people like attach a title to
like bail.
Yeah, bail, or I have a friend that calls it when you Bill Berg. If you remember, Bill Berg was a hockey player and like a notoriously bad skater.
I say,
I'm gonna if I fall, I'm gonna call it the Bretzky.
Eat shit.
Yeah.
If you eat shit, that's what I use that often. Bail.
Alan Doyle's another one. So when you Alan Doyle it is when you fall down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but people have like specific
He's
terms.
the singer from Great Big Sea, so I'm sure maybe he fell off stage one
Could
day
be,
or
yeah.
something.
I don't know.
But then it could be Steven Tyler too.
Yeah.
And who else fell off the stage?
Meatloaf.
Yeah, Meatloaf.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, eh?
Frank
Yeah,
Zappa. Well, Frank Zappa electrocuted himself and then fell into the orchestral pit, but the mic wasn't grounded, and he walked up and touched it, and
Jesus Christ.
and played
Is there
the
video
next.
of that?
I don't know, because that would have been back in like the 60s, 70s, but I do know there's
shit.
a lot of photos of him in the following 6 months or so, because he performed sitting in a wheelchair because he fell quite a ways into that pit. So I think he might have even broken his back or something like that.
Do you remember the story that I told you about my buddy and the dart landing in his head, and he didn't know where the dart was?
No, but that happened in a show I recently
So anyways,
watched.
it's these twins, and they're not all there, you know, like the
Yeah.
twins. Actually, one of them just passed away, which is too bad. Like, nice guys, but like they're not there. And anyway, so yeah, they were throwing darts up in the air, kind of like grown-ups, you know, they did the arrow thing.
Oh god.
Yeah, but like they would do it with a dart, and like the dart landed in his head, like it was
Holy
sticking out, and he's like, we're all pissing ourselves laughing. And like he's like, "What? Where's the dart? I didn't see it fall." And he had no idea the dart landed in his head. Anyway, so the same guy, he also played bass, and he had this really shitty bar band, and very amateur, but like whatever. It was good for like my little hometown to play some, like covers, and
Was it that band that was playing the Final Countdown? That
it's very similar, very similar, But so, anyways, it was a little event in my hometown, but there's light drizzle in the air, so they put a little tent over the drummer and the keyboards and the equipment, and then so he's playing bass, and sure enough, like there was about maybe like 3-4 feet of the front that wasn't covered with the tent. So he goes out like trying to look all cool, and as he's playing bass, he starts shaking, but he would not move back. He just stays there, plays. He kept getting electrocuted for the whole song until I think he finally realized, like, oh shit, maybe I should step back.
Jesus Christ.
I'm here for a confession.
Oh, Lord Jesus, what have you done?
Nothing. You just take it easy now.
I must confess.
Well, my dear, for your penance, 10 Bloody Marys and a good shag.
Leave a message. Beep.
Anyways, so we have a section, a little segment on our show called the Confession Booth. We would normally go into that, but our scumbags have failed us again, and
it's too much work to.
It's too much work to go onto our website and leave us a voicemail. But
what's funny is last week we had some callers.
Yeah,
and then everybody messaged us about how great that segment was.
Yeah.
Do you have the crickets fucking sound effect queued up?
Sure.
Like, God damn it, guys, throw us a freaking bone here.
But yeah, so I just checked the messages. There's no voicemails. But if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, go to our website, thevipod.com. On the right-hand corner, bottom corner, there's a little microphone. I shouldn't have had that piece of cheese right now because I'm drooling. Just click on the microphone and you can leave us a 2-minute voicemail. You can also email us at vipodmail@gmail.com. And, let us know, give us a story or ask us a question, send us a dick pic, titty shots. Appreciate it all.
You were talking about feet
pics.
pics.
Yeah, send us feet pic. Yeah, let's see.
Ones that we can sell, though, preferably.
Well, I mean, whatever. I'm sure somebody will be into that shit, You can please go to our website also and rate and review our show, and you can do that also on Apple Podcast and Google Podcast. You can subscribe at Spotify, and you can listen to us on Amazon Music and TuneIn. Find us on social media, Facebook, it's the VIPod. On IG, it's the VIPod Podcast. Thank you to our sponsors, SafetyNetStudio.com. Go check them out. And Pizza Oven, pizzaoven.ca. You can use the promo code VIPod5 to get extra 5% off. Did you ever have Pizza Oven?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, they're good.
They're so good.
Yeah, so there you go. You get extra 5%. Use the VIPod5.
There you go.
Yeah, and you can also check out Badlands Promotions. Badlands Promotions on Instagram and on IG. And there's a video shoot going on, so it's going to be tomorrow night. Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Well, when you listen to it today, it's released on Friday, so tomorrow night, Saturday.
That's how the show works.
Yeah.
The future.
But go down to Bulldog's Event Center, 1364 Main Street, and Indigo has a live music video shoot. So yeah, just it should be pretty cool. So make sure you guys go check it out.
I feel like I'm in the future right now. The lightning hit my tower this past weekend, charged the DeLorean right up. So.
Did
the lightning hit that?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Probably multiple times, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually once or twice per year it gets hit. But I know my son was like playing video games, and he was talking to a buddy living in southern Winnipeg. Like, they had each other on the headsets while they were playing, and like his buddy in Winnipeg was like, "Whoa, that was a huge one!" And my son like fucking lost it because it literally, like, all the electronics in the whole house, they started like flickering, and you kind of just like feel this like static in the air, and then it's just like boom, like a bomb goes off. Like, it just Woo! Gets the blood pumping, that's for sure.
So don't be standing outside when there's lightning show.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
not close to the tower.
As scary as it is, the tower's really protecting us. Like, the lightning's never going to hit here because
not your
there's
house,
a giant metal tower right behind us.
Just don't be holding on to the tower.
Yeah, no.
But
I keep it hooked up to the DeLorean just in case.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you have to have a charge. But yeah, so towards the end of the show, we leave. We say goodbye with shout outs. So if you have a shout out that you want to shout out anybody, this is time to do it.
Shout out to the VIPod. Well, for one.
Woo! That's the first one we've gotten, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, you guys are awesome. Also, 3D Pro Wrestling, May 26th in Winnipeg, South Osborne Legion. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Also, shout out to my kids, shout out to my partner, because if they're listening and I don't shout them out, they'll probably be very upset. I hope my kids haven't listened to the whole way through this. And Intergalactic Sauces, fucking awesome. And I'll even shout out like the Hot Ones people. They don't. I don't know if they'll listen, but
the thing is, with shout outs, we try to tag them.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So we'll tag the VIPod. Definitely, those guys deserve a tag.
Yeah.
we'll tag the wrestling as well. I assume there's a website event or just Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, 3D Pro Wrestling.
Okay, we'll tag them all.
Yeah.
And we'll tag Intergalactic Sauces again. We've been
they get tagged pretty much every week.
Yeah. I mean, I love them
until they give us our own sauce. We're gonna keep on bugging them.
Dan
Absolutely.
and Josh, if you're listening right now, make a VIPod sauce.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, listen to it.
VI hot sauce. What did you call it earlier?
VI hot sauce.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna be working right beside Josh at Folk Fest, so I'm gonna have like a whole 3 or 4 days to just
the whole
bug
day.
him all day long.
Make us a sauce.
Well, I also told him, like, I don't want any of that fucking dry shit they serve us every other year. I want some fucking cheeseburgers with your hot sauce on it. That's what I expect for lunch this year, because he runs the staff kitchen there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a kitchen guy.
Yeah.
Bretzky, your shout out?
My shout out. Fuck, I'm never prepared for this. I don't like people or things.
You truly don't.
Can I why don't you ever do this first? And then
I'll go first then, and you think about it. I'm gonna shout out my son. So today is the 26th, but tomorrow on Wednesday it's his birthday.
Oh, I thought you were gonna shout him out because of the fart story.
No, well, that too. I guess I might as well add it on to it. But no, it's his birthday tomorrow. He's turning 8, so happy birthday, son.
Yeah, happy birthday.
You got to let him listen to the show now.
Yeah, I will. Just for this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, fuck off.
Yeah. I'm going to shout out Summertime. Get the fuck over here already.
Go. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my shout out. Fuck you, winter. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah. And
fuck you, rain.
Rain. I mean, I don't mind the rain as much because it's getting rid of the snow, but it needs to have a little bit of chill. I think it's been, pouring it on a little heavy, so to speak. I can't wait for the weather to get nice out. I already this fall I injured myself. I got COVID. It's all out of the way. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Let's do this.
Actually,
summer.
I'm gonna do a fuck you shout out. A huge fuck you to the person in charge of Winnipeg's roadworks, or whoever is in charge of or was in charge over the years building the Winnipeg roads. I hope you choke on the biggest dick you can, because you fucking suck. There's roads in Europe from the Roman times that are still in fucking tack.
Bosnia has better roads.
Yeah.
They've had a war.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ, the potholes after potholes.
They're not even potholes. They are sinkholes.
Yeah,
they can swallow cars. It's beyond.
Yeah. And you know what would drive, and this was since the day I moved here, it just, I don't understand why they do it this way. They say it's because it's Winnipeg's on a
it's all bullshit.
What do you call it? Swamp,
Yeah.
fuck you. That is
No,
the
you know what it
stupidest
is?
excuse.
Is because nobody wants to be the politician who puts a big budget into fixing the roads and then has a huge deficit on their fucking on their fucking record.
It's all egos,
so
man.
Instead, it's all cheap fill with the asphalt because that costs next to nothing. But like I've seen areas already this year they filled with asphalt. And the asphalt is already blown out of it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, actually, it's funny. I was
literally
driving
doesn't
on
even last
Sunday.
2 weeks.
On Sunday, I went to Crazy Bins because it was my son's friend's birthday party. So I dropped him off. I'm like, I got 2 hours to kill. So I drove from Kenaston to Crazy Bins to St. James. Route 90 was horrible. And at one point, it looked like a giant dinosaur just took a diarrhea dump in the middle of the road, and it hardened because they filled it with asphalt, but it was just like literally just so it was a bump and then a hole and then a bump and a hole. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, oh.
Well, Tommy,
anyways,
in
that
Europe,
was my rant.
In Europe they drive on the left, and in Winnipeg we drive on what's left.
Yeah. Well, in England they drive on the right side, but yeah, it's.
Hey, you tried.
Yeah. But yeah,
you ruined the fucking joke, Tommy.
So, anyways, fuck you, whoever's in charge of, whoever was and is in charge of building the Winnipeg roads. Fucking grow a pair and just spend the money. Anyways, Stefan,
yes.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a true pleasure having you on here. Like you sound great. Obviously, you made us sound like shit now, but that's okay.
Come on.
I'm just kidding. No, we really
he didn't
don't.
Pop
we really
a single
don't care.
pee.
Yeah. He's very aware of that, right? No, but like, yeah, I don't listen to the country music. I just can't. But like, I did enjoy the few times that I heard you talk on the show. So I, wish you good luck on like in the future with your
Thanks, man.
radio career.
Yeah.
And wrestling, fuck yeah, man. Let's. I'm gonna try to make it out there, and let's try to organize a.
Let's get you all the way up there to world champ.
We'll show up. We'll be your fan club there, shaking our titties and bellies and just be like, yeah, go Stefan.
That's how he's envisioning it. In reality, it's more going to be like the Bushwhackers. We're just going to be 2 fat guys. Like,
Dude, it like all kinds. It takes all kinds at a wrestling show, man. So if you guys come,
I'll go crazy because I think I wouldn't want to go see a random wrestling match that I don't know anybody. But if I watched you wrestle, I'd be all over it. Yeah, for sure.
Fucking yeah, come down.
So we're gonna try to make it work. So. Bretzky, do you want to ask your usual question?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, screw up a song lyric.
Screw up a song lyric.
Whether it be just one that you've thought of a funny alternative or one that maybe as a child you thought a lyric was something and then later on in life found out it was not at all what you've been singing your whole life.
The bathroom on the right, from Bad Moon Rising. There's a bathroom on the right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's actually fitting because this past weekend we just saw the Bloodshots perform and they do a cover of Bad Moon Rising.
Yeah, there's a bathroom on the right.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's a bathroom on
Bretzky, get one question. One question.
One quick roll question. I don't know what it's going to be.
Bretzky loves these stupid games and I just got to let him have it. Cause...
Name 4 synonyms for the word sticky.
Gummy. Tacky. Not chewy. Chewy's not a good one. Man, this is fucking hard.
Especially when you're on the spot, eh?
Yeah.
You should see what it's like when we give people some of that really fucking hot sauce and then start asking them questions.
What did I say? Gummy, tacky. Adhesive-y.
Adhesive? Yeah, that's...
Adhesive and gluey.
Okay, there you go. Good job. All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. And make sure you guys tune in next week.
Tune in every fucking week.
Fuck yeah.
That would actually help us more than just next week.
Yeah, actually, every week.
That's why we need to have professionals on the show more often.
Would you like to join us every week?
Yeah. Sure, it can be arranged.
All right, guys.
We have 2 co-host openings.
Fuck you. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we are live. Welcome to the bonus track.
Boner track.
Boner track. Yeah, sorry, boner track. So,
I still got to get me one of those. That's one thing I don't have here. Yeah, I'll pay $100 for a thing that just goes boing.
What you need? You need a
jaw harp.
Jaw harp. Yeah. Jaw.
Not the other offensive name people use for those.
Jew harp.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, little factoid here, because I know useless trivia too, Big Dave. The reason they were called Jew harps is not because of the shortening of the word Jewish. It's because they were French, and Jew is French for cheek.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. So when they say Jew harp, it's cheek harp.
Yeah.
That's what that means. It just sounds bad, so people don't like.
So
that
that's
you
why
call
they changed it to jaw harp.
Jaw harp.
Yeah. So, anyways, fuck, we can get off track very fast. Eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the boner track this week, as you scumbags know,
I'm just gonna spit out a bunch of facts to out-fact Big Dave.
The Sad Jaguar's birthday was yesterday or today if you're watching the YouTube.
That's
version.
fact number 1.
And I said that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, even Tommy's up on you, Dave. Get a new mug.
Yeah, you better call in, Dave. And so, did we have him on the show last year? I think we had it on.
Yeah, we had him on for just before...
I know he got hammered like really bad, and like I had to drive him home. And I mean, he doesn't get hammered bad. Actually, he just gets hammered.
Carted him out in the wheelbarrow.
But I don't know. I guess we kind of dropped the ball. We should have invited him over for the show, but we had a better.
Big Dave?
No.
Oh,
Jaguar.
I thought we're still talking about Big Dave.
No, the Sad Jaguar was here for his birthday, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Last year. So, we could have invited him over, but we had a better guest today.
Yeah, and he brought all the booze, and it was great.
Yeah. So, we are kind of sad that we couldn't celebrate it together on the show, but we figured
No, we're not. We just forgot it happened.
Exactly. Yeah, we forgot about you. Fuck, shut up, Bretzky. I'm trying to, play along here. Play along with him. But, yeah, anyway, so we figured we'll do something special for the Sad Jaguar. And
we did,
and you know what we're gonna do is it's actually we've done this before, and actually there's 2 things we're gonna do, but the first thing is we're gonna give out the Sad Jaguar's phone number.
Yeah,
and if you guys want to text him directly, send him a dick pic or like something really gross. Nasty for just say
or track his phone and find out where his weed farm is.
Exactly. So his phone number is again 204-951-1840. 204-951-1840. Send him a text.
That's how I had to get his number, was when you read it off on our show last time, because we're apparently not good enough friends for him to actually give me his number.
Well, you got to suck his dick.
It took him a year and a half to accept my friend request on Facebook.
Well, he's barely on Facebook.
Yeah, well, he can still suck my dick.
But, the thing is, you have to suck his dick, then you might get the phone number. But anyway, so here's the phone number. Send him a fucking dick pic or something for his birthday, His birthday was on Thursday.
He likes his dicks veiny.
Yeah, like
the veinier the better.
Veiny, yeah. Actually, even if it's like super thin and
what
really
was the
long,
name of that guy who had just like a third arm? He's dead now.
Oh, Barry.
He did
Barry.
The stance.
Yeah, it was Barry, the black guy.
Yeah. Send him some of those.
Yeah, send him something gross, and wish him happy birthday or sad birthday or shitty birthday, or just tell him to go fuck himself.
Send him foot pics, because I bet he hates feet.
Oh, he's probably grossed out, yeah. I think he would probably hate feet more than a butthole.
Yeah. Hairy belly buttons would also be a good thing to send. Oh, armpits. He would fucking hate armpits.
I think so.
Fuck sending him dick pics. That's too unoriginal.
I know he will hate
Unless it truly is your dick, then that might actually kind of be funny.
Send him a picture of sweatpants.
Your dick in sweatpants.
Yeah,
your dick poking out of the sweatpants.
Yeah.
Just have the balls like over the
Oh
rubber,
yeah, send him like
rubber
the
band.
brain and the bat, the goat.
So do it.
Anyone who's seen the movie Waiting, if you haven't seen the movie Waiting, now
Go
you have to
fuck
go
yourself.
watch that so
No,
you
go
know what I'm
fuck
talking
yourself.
about, and then
Go
send
and
him
die.
those pictures.
Go and die if you
Yeah.
haven't seen that movie.
Yeah. Hopefully by the time we air this, we're gonna throw out a shout out in the Discord for all of you guys. Anyone who wants to leave him a birthday message on the show, you can call the confession booth by going to the VIPod.com, click the little mic down in the bottom right corner.
That's right, yeah.
And if you can leave those, well, I'll tell you all the details of when you need to leave it by in the Discord. But yeah, we'll air those birthday messages right here, right now.
Happy birthday, you old farted fuckface. I hope your special day is filled with sweatpants and genie's cake. Bye!
Yo, this message is for that bastard, the sad jaguar. Apparently it's like his birthday or something. And like, who really cares? So, fuck you, sad jaguar. Hope you have a sad birthday, and it rains and it snows and it rains and snows some more, just like it has been for the last fucking 8, 10, 12, whatever months. At this rate, we're not getting no fucking summer. Anyway. Hope you have a good day. Oh, it's peach, by the way. But really, have a good fucking day. Bye!
And if you leave us a voicemail after the show is aired already, that's okay. We can still
Yeah, we'll still air
play
it
them,
next
like,
week.
Next week, yeah.
We'll fucking keep sending him shit that'll piss him off because he won't want to listen to
But
it.
we're gonna end this boner track on a lovely note.
It's a super lovely note, For those of you who've been listening since the early days, was it for his birthday?
No, that was
we did it.
That was for the live show.
Well, it was for the live show, but there was a reason we did it for Sad Jaguar. But we wrote him a song, a little ditty, if you may.
Should we play that song here?
Let's play it.
Okay, why don't we play it right now?
We'll play that song so those of you who haven't heard it can hear it. And
The song's called "Fuck You, I Love You."
Yeah, and which actually is basically it's been the show's motto ever since we wrote that. And even our logo, if you'll ever notice, is the middle finger with the heart on the nail there. So that's where this is where all of that came from. And yeah, so we wrote this for Sad Jaguar because I don't know, we had to write him a song for.
Well, we just wanted to be cool in front of all the other scumbags.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that was way too long. I don't remember last week's show, let alone something that happened 2 years ago.
Anyways, here's the song. Enjoy it, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
You're a piece of shit, and I'm loving it. You're despicable, not suck-dickable. You're trash. You can suck my ass. If it's funny, it's funny. Your hair gel looks cummy. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I love you. You're a scumbag for life. I'm gonna make you my wife. Oh, fuck you. I love you. You do the unthinkable. You think
so pretty. But if you're with your girl, you won't shitty. The Russian lady gives you such a stiffy, and you think Jeannie's cake is really iffy. So much baby powder on your balls. It's like a blizzard in here, deck the halls. Fur coats and pornos, baby. That's why you drive me wild, you drive me crazy.
Fuck you. I love you. You're a scumbag for life. Gonna make you my wife. Oh, fuck you. I love you. You're the shittiest part of the show. And you never leave the group. Now it's time to go.
Fuck you. Have a piece of cheesecake, you piece of shit. Oh, Jaguar.
I wish I could hand him a spoon so he could eat my ass.
Did I tell you guys how he was over last night? He just sucked my dick all night. It was so good.
Was it good though?
No.
Shut it in the knees.
Hey, Jaguar, eat a bag of dicks.
Cause when I look at him, I don't think he looks like he's good at sucking dick.
No, he sucks, but I love it.
You black tiger.
Okay, so that was the "Fuck You, I Love You" song for the Sad Jaguar that we recorded. It was Bretzky, Nomad, and myself. Nominem, yeah, 2 years ago. And so since it was his birthday, we wanted to do something special for him. And we actually wrote... Well, we didn't really write it.
Well...
We modified a song, an existing song. The song you guys heard, that was actually written by me and Bretzky. Like, we actually came up with the song, the lyrics, and
yeah, it was 100% original.
Yeah, as original as it can be. And
we're ruining this right now. We're
are.
killing it. We just listen to our new song.
Anyways, yeah, here's a new song for the Sad Jaguar for his birthday. Jags, go fuck yourself.
Fuck you, we love you.
Yeah.
This is for a very special person.
You are my fire, the one desire, believe when I say fuck you, sad Jagway. But we are two worlds apart, can't reach to your part. When you say I swear I'm not gay, tell me why ain't nothing but a boner. Tell me why ain't nothing but a loner. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I swear I'm not gay. 'Cause I swear I'm not gay.